his problem.
Get a lot of big sports with Neil Rogers on Sports Hole Radio, WQAM.
Well, I've known my sister all my life. That is why she's now my wife. And I think my son may know it's true. He's my nephew, too. Well, my daddy is my Uncle Joe. My mother is my dear Aunt Flo. It is very plain to see my first cousin is me.
Well, I got your test message, George. George and I have test message back and forth on MySpace this morning because there are people having issues. Their pages are not receiving no mail.
Right, just standard operating procedure.
Yeah, MySpace is screwed up. And, of course, our QAM situation, all the technical problems all the time, man. Just a part of life. You just have to go with the flow. Isn't that how it goes?
Right.
Go with the flow because some technical things really blow is the way it goes. But I got your little test on there. Aren't you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the poll from yesterday, and speaking of polls, now let's see, I hate this poll today. Oh, look at that, it's in second place, 17.5%. I bet you George voted 100 times.
I told you I voted twice for Gong Show.
Oh, which is winning.
Right.
Well, that's just silly people, you know. And why do they need the Gong Show when they've already got American Idol?
Because only the opening rounds are like the Gong Show, and then it gets really boring, and who cares about that?
Well, I don't know, because I don't watch it anyway. Oh, there's Susan Candiotti again.
I want to watch weird people do weird things.
No. Well, whatever. Here's the poll from yesterday, 1,352 votes. Pretty weak, as a matter of fact. What is the reaction you get when you... See, I know that this Charles B. is... really appreciate all these polls people send in, but when all of the polls you people keep sending in are about, well, Neil, what is he wearing when he's sitting there, and when's the last time he had wild diarrhea, and, you know, all this other stuff about me, you know, enough with that already. It's really ponderous. But it killed a day. It killed a poll. Just like I got killed yesterday at Woodbine. Boy, Woodbine Wednesday. Woodbine every day is going to be not good. No good machines, man. But that's the way it goes. It's only money. Why is that important? What's the reaction you get when you tell others you listen to Neil? Who's Neil Rogers? 326, 24.1%. And part of that is the tremendous promotion we get here on WQAM. You can't complain about our promotion because we don't get any. I don't tell anyone I listen to Neil. 169. Probably a good idea. Keep it quiet. Keep it in the family. All right, so do I.
All right.
151. Well, that's good. Very enthusiastic, but that's only 11%. It's not like, you know. Although Chris said yesterday that everybody out there loves me. You really believe that? No.
No.
He's not saying.
Well, George answered for me, but...
No. I can't stand that bastard. How many? Oh, wait a minute. All right, so do I's got 151. Well, that's not too bad. Still only 11%. I can't stand the bastard 111. There's so many choices on here that I'm trying to read sideways. He's still on. I thought he retired or died at 90. You like Neil, too? I love him. He's the center of my universe. I want to meet him, stalk him, do him, be him, wear his skin, bodysuit. 78. Ain't he the greatest? 67. Why? 57. Why are you listening to that? That's cool. 55. Laughter, 55. Laughter like, yeah, muted laughter. I hate this poll. Only 52 yesterday, 3.8%, so in spite of your negatory attitude. See, you were the one that was being negatory. You effing commie pinko, 48. When is he on? What station, 38? Why do you listen to a fag, 34? F you, get away from me, 15. And why do you listen to an atheist, 6? What is so funny about that?
It just was.
Was it really? Well, you're tickled easily. That's good to see.
Yes, I am.
Let's take a look at today's poll, which George hates this one like poison. Got some good... Yeah, the hell you don't. Didn't he say all day yesterday that he hated this poll?
Look, I'm speaking objectively. I think most people don't care about game shows that don't exist anymore. I don't think most people care about game shows.
We got 759 votes, mister. Let me tell you that. And even though second place is I hate this poll.
Yeah.
And you want to know why I hate this poll in second place? Because the other ones are so divided up. And the ones that Brandon sent in this morning, I forgot to add those on there. That's okay.
Or because most people don't remember any of those shows.
I got other issues with this MySpace crap, man. MySpace is the Antichrist.
It blows.
It does. And maybe because I took Tom off of there yesterday, I think he's punishing
you. You know, I hadn't thought about that.
Although my thing was fine. What?
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, think about that. But my page is working fine. It's other people's pages that are have got issues. But that's okay. There's more than one way to slice a fish. Which now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? I don't see anything wrong with that poll. 770 votes, and George thinks it's another one of those living in the past polls. It's for old people. Well, you know what? Too bad. Someday
Voted
it'll
for
be
the
old.
Gong Show.
The Gong Show, 158.
I'd love to see
George
that.
voted 50
You
times.
can even
for
bring
that.
the same people
158.
back. Did
They
Chuck
could
Barris
bring,
die?
Chuck Barris? He did not die.
I'm sure he's still in the tank. He's probably very well preserved.
Yeah, he's killing people for the CIA. He's probably killing a bunch of Iraqi militants, insurgents. Oh, there's Prince Harry over there. He's deployed in Iraq. There he is. What did they say yesterday? He was a magnet or something like that? The target of hostility and all kinds of gunfire. Too bad they don't kill the whole royal family. That would be good. That's bad. I shouldn't have said that, but I do mean that. They all make me sick.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of them. Including the Queen's sisters. Now, didn't one of them die? She died from cancer or something. Which one was?
Whatever.
They all look so freaking constipated, which, of course, is a constant with a Brits.
Pasty, anemic.
Pasty, nasty, hostile,
they look like
sour.
They
really look sour. They look like they really don't go regular, I'll tell you that. And with all that crap that they eat, they ought to be going every 5 minutes. Which now-defunct game show should they try to bring back to TV? The Gong Show wins 158, hands down your pants. I hate this poll, 135. 17.5% hate it. They hate. Uh-oh. We don't like all that hate, all that negatory attitude. So anyway, what's your last sports injury? The Newlywed Game, 95. Match Game, 74. That's what I voted. I love that show. And you're right, Gene Rayburn's dead.
It'll never be the same.
It would never be the same without him, with his bell-bottom pants.
And those lapels.
And those mutton chop sideburns. You always laugh every time I say that. That's what they were. That's what they called them, mutton chop sideburns back in the 70s.
Gene didn't have those, but Richard Dawson,
yes, he did. He did have those. You are absolutely incorrect, sir.
All right.
Gene Rayburn had mutton chop sideburns.
All right.
And he had those big bell-bottom pantaloonies.
All right.
And they had those real thin, pencil-thin microphones. Remember the ones they used to, the handheld mics?
That's right.
Anyway.
It looked like an antenna.
It did.
With a ball on it.
Newlywed Game, 95. Match Game, 77. Let's Make a Deal, 40. Monty Hall's still alive. He's a good Canadian Jewish boy. He's 150 years old. Let's Make a Deal, 40. He made millions from that show, Monty Hall. He's a very wealthy guy. Do you know that?
Yes.
Canadian guy. Win Ben Stein's money, 38. You know, Ben Stein, you can shove it, okay? You can wipe with all your money. I hate him. Right-wing piece of turd. Self-hating right-wing schmuck. The Dating Game, 34 now. He might still be alive. What, Jim Lang?
All right.
I can't even imagine. I don't remember what the hell it was on, but they brought back some of the old game show hosts. Maybe it was on the Biography Channel. I don't know, but they brought them back. And, you know, when you haven't seen a celebrity in about, 20, 30, 40 years, and then all of a sudden you see him for the first time, it's like, oh, my God, he's got the mask of death on his face. He don't look a day over 180. You know what I mean? Not good. Not good. Once they go away, it's a good idea. Don't come back. Don't come back. We don't want to see you again. It's too depressing. It's a reminder, like the poll we did the other day about getting old. The Dating Game, 34. What's My Line, 26. They're all dead. They're all dead except Soupy Sales. To Tell the Truth, 25. Bud Collier, he's long dead. He was Superman on the radio, Bud Collier. And I do think, I'm not positive, but I think he killed himself too. And then George Reeves killed himself, Superman on television. Not good to be Superman.
Guess not.
Pyramid, 23. Oh, I love the Pyramid. Dick Clark's still alive. They could veg him up a little bit. Yeah. Well, if anybody deserved it, you know, Michael Moore sure showed him up for what he was. And all those years that we worshiped Dick. Concentration, 22. The Joker's Wild, 20. Name That Tune, 20. Now, that was Tom Kennedy on Name That Tune. Who was, what was he? He was like Jack Nars' brother.
Huh?
Jack Nars. What show was he on? He was on a bunch of shows, Jack Nars. But anyway, they were both professional game show hosts. And they were brothers. Tom Kennedy was on Name That Tune. That was a pretty good show. I could name that tune in 3 notes. Da, da, da. That's it. Love Connection, 19. That was the very unctuous Chuck Swillery. Boy, do I dislike him. You can't complain about his talent. He don't have any. He almost... I mean, I know you don't like the Wheel of Fortune, but back when they first went on, before they would just have the regular prizes and mostly cash, and you'd have so much money that you'd win, and then you'd go shopping. Remember that? Let's go shopping. And they had the ceramic Dalmatian and all those stupid chintzy things. Let's go shopping. And anyway, that show damn near went off the air because Chuck Swillery. And how much talent does it take to be the host on that show? I mean, what does Pat Sajak do? Does he say anything clever, amusing? I mean, I like him. He's fine, but he didn't do much. And the same with your girlfriend, Vanna. Password 15, Alan Ludden. He's dead, long since dead. He was married to that beard, that bull like Betty White. Card Sharks 8, Truth or Consequences 8. The reason I know that Alan Ludden was gay because Bill Calder used to work with him at WMEX in Boston. They told me about some event that they had. Some people were dancing, and Alan Ludden was dancing with his boyfriend or something like that. I don't know. About some event that they had. Some people were dancing, and Alan Ludden was dancing with his boyfriend or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make any difference. He's long dead. See, you can out people who are dead. What are they going to say about it, right? Like Sal Mineo, James Dean. They're dead. Sal Mineo.
No, not James Dean.
Yes. Card Sharks 8, Truth or Consequences 8. Bob Barker can go on that when he gets off the Price is Right. Sale of the Century 6. That was a bad show. And I do believe that the unctuous Joe Daggiola was on there. Get a check. Get a check. You, that was before your time, and you're lucky.
Yeah.
He was one of the greatest tributes to illiteracy in the history of America, man, and there have been so many of them. Joe Garagiola. We used to call him Joe Daggiola because he used to do the Chrysler spots. Joe Daggiola. Get a check. Man, was he illiterate. Win, lose, or draw 5. I don't even remember that. High Rollers 2. Wasn't that Alex Trebek?
I'll take your word for it.
Another Canadian, by the way, your buddy Alex Trebek from Jeopardy. Can't stand that show, and I can't stand him. I used to like him when he was on Constipation, but then he got to be a real pseudo-intellectual.
Care about the host.
And Tattletales 2. Oh, we should also have, let's see, 800. We should also have, oh, no, I better go back to that email, if it's still there. This MySpace thing today, man, is really spastic. Don't anybody get all panicky out there if your page is all screwed up. It's just a whole bunch of people.
I don't think anybody is, except,
Except me.
Yeah. Other people
Chris
know.
wasn't too happy about
They
it.
understand the nature of the beast.
Are you starting to pick on me now or what?
Yes.
Oh, I can't find it now. I think it's in the trash or whatever the hell I did with it. Sorry, Brandon. Where's his suggestions? Oh, brother. Well, press your luck. Press your pants and press your luck. How's that sound? Yeah. So there's a couple more you can add on there. One more. Press your luck. I don't think the poll's going over all that bad. I mean, a lot of people hate it like you because they're young punks and they don't remember any of these shows. And anybody doesn't remember the Gong Show or watch the Game Show channel, you're missing some pretty good stuff.
The Gong Show is great. They have the Gong Show movie with a lot of outtakes and behind-the-scenes
stuff. So there you go, see?
And it was actually pretty funny, the movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And you did see the movie about Chuck Barris.
I did, and that wasn't bad either.
That was very good.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Very good. Excellent. George is on top of it today. I just might let him do the rest of the show.
In the Banana Republic, baby. Only in Miami.
Absolutely.
Get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Got to get on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win. Spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Bankrupt? What do you mean bankrupt? I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Pat say Jack again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Hey, man, what do you mean there's no S in phone? Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. Hey, Vanna, is that an all over 10 or what? Vanna, I don't understand why you make $100 grand. Not for me to say. Anyway, get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Gonna be on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win. Spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Go, Vanna. Go, baby, go. All right. Hey, get out of my face, Pat. Is that a toupee? Hey, is there an L in that word? Is it lowrider? All right, lowrider. Forget the letter, man. I'll take Vanna White. You're beautiful, baby. You and me could play the home game. Got me a ticket for an aeroplane. All right. I'm on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just love that sound. I'm in the bonus round. Hey, Vanna, pick me a letter. Lose a turn. Hey, Pat, lose this. Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. All right, that isn't all over 10. Vanna, I don't mean to stare, but are you wearing underwear? Not for me to say. Anyway, I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Pat say Jack again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Please, Vanna, pick me a letter. All right, I'm ready to pick, baby. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That should cover it, huh? All right, I'll take the sofa, the blender, the microwave, the refrigerator. Hey, man, Pop, what do you mean $500 for a black and white 5-inch portable TV set? You got ripped off, man. My brother-in-law can get it for you wholesale. Give me the money and I'll buy the TV set, man, all right? Hey, man, come on, baby.
There's two people that have become multimillionaires probably for doing the least amount of work. And I'm not knocking them, though. I love that show in spite of the fact that George hates it because it's so simple, you know. The
Simple,
puzzle
slow, it takes a long time per question, you know.
The answer is...
This is what, 2 puzzles per show? 3 maybe?
What are you talking about?
How many puzzles per show do you get to guess at?
30, man.
About a half a dozen. At least half a dozen. Yeah.
Ugh.
See, you don't watch it, so you don't know anything about it.
Try
Mr. Smarty
I like
Pants,
game shows that you can play along
even though
with.
17.6% of the audience hates the poll, 827 votes. So how do you like that, Mr. Smarty Pants? We have 1,217 friends on our MySpace page. The only problem is probably a lot of you are having some problems, but that's MySpace for you. They really do blow. You're right.
They do. Hard.
I guess I've been very lucky because other than the time we got blocked that one time, I haven't had really any different difficulties myself. But then again, Chris tells me he's having all sorts. He's tearing his hair out. He doesn't have it.
Oh, yeah.
In other words, you're used to it?
Sure.
Yeah.
And what does that do? Just kind of like straightens itself out after about 5 weeks or something?
Yes.
After how long?
Who knows?
It's a variable.
In other words, whenever they get around
That's
to it.
right.
Whenever Tom gets around to it.
That's
instead
right.
of being on there telling, oh, Tom is online, Tom is offline. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think Tom stuck his finger in my thing. Anyway, this fax is kind of interesting, only I wish I could read all of it. What does it say on top, on the upper left? Something, Dotto, Lotto. I'll tell you two other ones that we left off of there. The $64,000 question with Hal March. You don't remember that? Of course not.
Yes.
Before you were born, there was a big scandal about that. That was, and the $64,000 challenge.
Saw that movie.
Are you listening to me? $64,000 question and the $64,000 challenge. That was back, when 64 grand was a lot of money, as opposed to like now when you can buy 2 loaves of bread with it.
No, I can't read this fax either. It's cut off on my end also.
No, well, too bad. I can't. It says something Dotto, Lotto. I can't read it. The game that started the quiz show scandals along with Tic-Tac-Toe. Is Tic-Tac-Toe on there or not?
I don't know. I hate this poll.
Isn't that Twinkie Martindale with the 8,500 teeth? That's Twink Martindale. Tic-Tac-Toe. You got it?
We got it.
And then it says Jim Peck. I have no idea who that is. Although I remember that song about him. I love you, a bushel and a peck. And then George Fenneman, your surprise package. I got a surprise package. But anyway, George Fenneman was a panelist on What's My Line. You didn't know that, did you? Dorothy Kilgallen and Arlene Francis. I think she just croaked here recently, too. Arlene Francis.
Good.
And Bennett Thurf, who spoke with a speech defect. He was like a columnist. George Fenneman and George S. Kaufman. He was the only person in my life until I ran into what's her name?
Joyce
Kaufman, who pronounced Kaufman. I've never heard that before. Very strange. I mean, when you don't know how to pronounce your own name, you've got real, as they say in the business, issues. Jack Nars was also the announcer on Captain Video in the 50s. And on Superman versus the Mole Men, 1951. Oh, that was my favorite, Superman versus the Mole Men. Captain Video. Well, how do you like that? Too bad I can't read the rest of this because I'm sure it's muy importante up there on the top. You'll see we're going to get 1 million people calling in about quiz shows today. What do you know? Your idea of a quiz show is that crap that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Even you didn't like that.
What?
I'm just giving you some business, okay? I'm giving you a little bit of a
for the same reason. I mean, a half hour to ask one question.
Garbage.
Oh.
Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer?
And it's multiple choice. I mean, what kind of morons are we talking about here?
Yeah. And how sure are you the answer?
About 30.
Oh. WQAM, hello. That was one of the worst shows ever. They put it on 8 nights a week. QAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I remember The Price is Right when I was a little kid. I thought it was just a panel of 4 people with Bill Cullen.
Bill Cullen was the host, that's correct. And then when you got to a certain point, you would freeze. I remember that. They froze. Remember Mr. Freeze from Batman? They would freeze, yeah.
So that's going back some real long time.
I remember that because I'm ancient. You and me both.
Yeah, and then the same thing with the Jeopardy when it was so old.
With, was it Art Fleming?
I think so.
I only ask that like about every 2 weeks, every time we talk about Jeopardy. I think that was his name. The answer is... I hate that show. I've always hated it, and I still hate it.
Okay, have a nice day, Neil.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See, there are old farts out there like her and me who remember all this stuff, and if you don't, you miss some pretty... it was sure better than this crap they put on there now. All these make-believe game shows. That's the problem today. They don't know how to do game shows. They put this garbage on there.
Deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal. Deal my ass. Give me a break. WQAM, hello.
You've got a fabulous...
WQAM, hello. Now that one never even made the connection.
Bizarre,
WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil, good morning.
Buenos dias.
I read a couple of months ago that CBS actually is planning on bringing back Name That Tune with your close personal friend Donny Osmond.
Yeah, that's right. He's, it's too bad because they also brought back the pyramid with Donny Osmond.
With Donny, right.
A year or two ago.
Right.
And that went over like a pregnant pole ball. Not too good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I don't know if you mentioned this, when they brought back Name That Tune in the 70s, who the singer was?
Give me a clue. Poopy Campo.
Regis and...
Kathy Lee?
Yep.
Oh, my God. No wonder that went off the air. You
We
can't complain about her singing because she don't do it.
She can't do it, right.
She is brutal.
I grew up in New York, and our Christmas and Easter vacations, we used to go into the city all the time and go to see all the game shows. It was great fun back then.
It was.
Yeah.
What's not to like? I don't know why George is so sour on the game shows just because he's a young punk.
Exactly, because he's a young punk.
Yeah. Have a great day, sweetheart.
See ya.
Listen, I watched game shows when I was growing up, too. My point is the young punks in the audience don't give a flying crap about archaic game shows that don't exist anymore. That's my point.
Yeah, they do. In fact, today,
voted for
we're going to hear
Show.
from hundreds of young punks who are going to call and say, you know something, this is really fascinating.
It's called being objective.
Okay. And it sounds to me that you're doing more, just because Clarence is giving you show advice and now you're giving me pool advice.
I'm just stating my opinion, man. What do you want me to do, lie and suck up like Chris?
Yeah, no, nobody wants that.
No matter what you say,
like
he'll
they
agree
said
with
in
it.
Godfather 3, nobody wants another Chris. I mean, nobody wants another Joe. Remember that? Nobody wants another Joe. You know, I know you hate that movie, et cetera, and so on, and most people do, and it's got nothing to do with Godfather 1 and 2. Yeah, number 3.
It was a tragedy.
But it did have some moments. It had some moments, you know.
It did have some moments, and I would say maybe halfway through I didn't even mind some of the things like Eli Wallach.
Until Sophie started.
Right. And then it took a turn for the,
Why didn't they shoot her in the opening scene?
Oh, yeah. Or just shoot her in the opening.
Yeah. Ooh. Big target. 27 past 10 at 560 WQM. Experience the difference at Mercedes-Benz in Pompano. March 1st, next Thursday, a week from today, is their 1-year anniversary, and my 31st anniversary on Here in Town. You see, great minds work alike, whatever that means.
They play with each other naked in the street.
TV commercials won't end. I see them all over and over again, and I can't keep watching through 9 or 10. And it sucks so bad now, I can't take it no more. Shows are all dead, ads kill them all over and over again. They replay them over and over again. And I can't tape it, TiVo won't shake it, oh no. I can't wait to see my shows, wanna see the latest version of CSI. Then I watch 10 spots for beer, drugs, and Walmart go by. And it's a shame that we gotta spend our time watching ads about the same thing over and over again, interrupting West Wing over and over again. Ooh, but I think they're shrinking. Oh my, shows are shrinking. I can't fast forward through. My TiVo feels just blue. Those commercials won't end. I see them all over and over again, and I can't keep forwarding to the end. And it drives me mad, yeah, I can't take it. Those commercials won't end. Same sponsors over and over again. They replay them all over and over again. TiVo won't save it, your viewers won't take it, oh no.
10:33, 27 to 11 at 560 WQM. Happy Thursday, February 22nd. You know whose birthday it is today, don't you?
No.
George Washington. Right. Well, why did you say no?
Just being a bastard.
So tell me about your worst sports injury. Let's
I used to have shin splints real
2.
bad when I was running, but then just lately, just incidental
Mad
stuff.
Doggy at 2, Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog at 4. Henry Goldberg solo 5 to 7. It's got an asterisk next to it. What does that mean?
Throwing your child up into the air count as a sports
7
injury.
o'clock, it's Panthers preview. Panthers host the very exciting Pittsburgh Penguins at 7:30 tonight. Any interest?
No.
And then you got game night with Jesse Agler after the hockey game. Here's the facts, and it says 2 for the pool. I never heard either one of these shows. Remote Control and Double Dare. I never heard of either one.
I guess they're more recent. I've heard of them vaguely, but I was off of game shows by that time.
Remote Control. Now, that was a movie with, what's his name? Kevin Dillon.
Correct.
Back when he looked really good. He don't look too good no more, man. He hadn't looked too good in a long time. He all of a sudden got hit by the Ugly stick one day. Something happened to that child. But he looked good in that movie. I like that remote control. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was pretty good.
It was fun.
Its moments. 872. In fact, Brandon says we ought to start doing a poll on the game show announcers, all of whom are dead, like Johnny Olson and all those people. And the Chuck, what was it got? Rod Roddy?
Okay.
See, you got to know that it's time to hang it up when you've outlived all the announcers on the show, like Bob Barker has on The Price is Right. Time to hang it up, Bob. And what is it, June or July? He's making the exit. Oh, don't tell me we have another one of those fire drills today.
Oh, boy.
I got to get out of here. Maybe it's a real one. May I have your attention, please? We're going to annoy the living crap out of you now. Yeah. Yeah, you're about to conduct a test. I got a test for you, okay? My foot deep inside your ass. Anyway, getting back to the pool. I hate when they do that. Why can't they do it before the show? They used to do it. In fact, they used to do it like 7:30 in the morning. You're lying there sound asleep, and all of a sudden, bah! Like that, you know? Not good.
All
We're
the old
have
people
1,000
probably
votes
complained.
easy. I beg your pardon?
All the old people probably complained.
877 votes. You mean like me?
Maybe.
I don't complain. I'm not one of those people that runs around. I'm not one of those condo commando types like you have in South Florida running around. Ouchie, they're making so much noise down the hall, and they got kids down. Yeah, I'm not one of those people. I never will be. 877 on the poll, George. That's not too shabby. We'll have way over 900 by the top of the hour. We're going to get 1,000 easy today, in spite of George's negatory attitude. Even though 18.1%, the percentage keeps going up, by the way. They hate the poll. They're just kissing your ass.
Oh, yeah. They always do
Which
that.
now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? The Gong Show, 174. Maybe they can bring back that bull-like J.P. Morgan on there. I think
sure, why not?
She's dead.
I don't
Pretty
think
sure
so.
she is. And what about Rip Taylor? You know,
He's not.
One constant about a lot of the game shows, the panelists, not back in the day, the really old ones like What's My Line or To Tell the Truth, but in later years, a lot of the panelists, not most, but many of them were.
Gay.
Yeah, like Charles Nelson Riley and that crowd. And J.P. Morgan. What's My Line?
Yeah, baby.
With Soupy Sales and Bennett Cerf and Arlene Francis and Dorothy Kilgallen and your host, John Charles Daly, also long since dead. He used to wear bow ties. I don't know, I'm just deaf on guys that wear bow ties. I hate this poll, 159. 18% hate it. Well, I don't really care. But they're still listening. See, if they weren't involved and if they weren't in the middle of this, then they wouldn't, it's a different story. It's not a tune-out, in spite of what you say. The Newlywed Game, 104. Match Game, 86. Win Ben Stein's Money, 43. How can that have 43 votes? First of all, it's one of the worst shows in history. He's one of the most obnoxious bastards ever to come down the pike.
I'll tell you why.
Why is that?
It's one that half the audience can remember and name.
Let's Make a Deal, 43. The Dating Game, 41. To Tell the Truth, 31. The Pyramid, 27. Now, I notice we only put Pyramid as opposed to like the $10,000 pyramid or the $25,000 or whatever, yada yada, or the $100,000 pyramid. Pyramid, 27. Don't we have a bit on it, but I have no idea what it's called, and I love it too, but I don't know what it is. And
Refresh my memory.
Oh, it's about the pyramid. Is it George a Bush thing? I don't know. What's My Line, 26. Concentration, 25. Now the match and the board goes back. I like that show. Q Downs was the first host, and then Art James, and then the unctuous Alex Trebek.
I liked it too. I was not bad at it.
Oh, that was easy.
Although it was no match game, which was my favorite.
Name That Tune, 23. Love Connection, 22. The Joker's Wild, 21. As Jack Berry would say, Joker, Joker, Joker. Remember that? He was terrible. He was probably the worst game show host. And he made a lot of money doing it, too. And then didn't he go to jail, or was that just Dan Enright? I think he may have gone. Yeah. The Joker's... Oh, well, how come that's not on here? 21. 21 needs to be on here. That was with Charles... Elfriede von Nordroff and Charles Van Doren. Boy, what a memory. Aren't you impressed?
Nope.
No. I know. The Joker's Wild, 21. Did we put 21 on there?
We're doing it now.
Okay. Password, 16. Card Sharks, 9. Truth or Consequences, 9. Sale of the Century, 7. Get that check. He probably is one of my least favorite people who was ever on television in history. Not just as a game show host, but also when he used to do blow-by-blow on the baseball games. And boy, he did blow. Joe Daggiola. Sale of the Century, 7. Win, lose, or draw, 5. Press Your Luck, 2. Whammy, whammy. In fact, I think that show went off the air when an announcer came on and said,
Whammy! God, it sucks.
High Rollers 2, Tattletales 2, Remote Control 1, Tic-Tac-Doe 1. That was Twinkie Martindale with 400 teeth. And the $64,000 challenge and question out of 888 votes. They just went on there and they got the big O. 21, man. That was Jack Berry. That was one of the ones involved. I beg your pardon?
You know what else we're missing?
Go right ahead.
Hollywood Squares.
Oh, yeah, Hollywood Squares with Peter Marshall and Paul Lynde and Cliff Arquette, Charlie Weaver, and George Gobel.
Right.
And Joseph Goebbels and all that crowd. Yeah, I like Match Game a lot. And they could find somebody to do it. That's the problem when they bring these shows back. Like 400 times now they've tried to bring back Family Feud. They had that Louis B. Anderson, and they got this other goofy guy that's on there trying to be funny. If you don't have the right host for the show, no matter how good the concept is, just like Wheel of Torture, man. When Chuck Swillery was on there, that thing was a bomb. Even the damn ceramic Dalmatian kept running off the set.
You know, and as drunk and obnoxious as Richard Dawson was, he was good on Match Game.
That was his forte, man.
Right.
That's what I said. That's what I said, you know. He was good. And then, of course, the fact that he would kiss all the chicks on the lips. Why didn't he kiss the guys on the lips? Huh?
Because he wasn't a fag.
Oh, how do you know that?
I don't know that.
He has a son, you know. He actually, he was married and divorced, I don't know, about 400 times. Obnoxious drunk, but nevertheless, very funny host. I mean, that's the way it is in life. There are a lot of very good hosts, and they tend to be obnoxious in real life. 20 before 11 at QAM.
Neil God.
Attention sport holes. Are you gay and hard all day? Naked stay the flaccid way with new Hardaway, the anti-erectile oral Roberts inhaler. Hello, this is Don Amici. Perhaps you remember me from such films as Trading Places and Cocoon. I was excited to come back to life to tell you about this unexciting product designed to unexcite you. Next time you're standing in the locker room, surrounded by naked men, just wrap your lips around the pink cigar-shaped Hardaway inhaler before you begin to hate yourself for getting aroused, and you'll soften to a pliable mushroom that folds neatly into a confident, manly gab. Up a Hardaway anti-gay and keep the faggots away.
The old jockstrap just ain't what it used to be. Hide your heart away.
10:45 at 560 WQAM. So here's a fax from Nick. I just read his thing. Actually, his messages came through just fine. So I guess it's selective. If they don't like you, maybe your MySpace is all screwed up today. I think they don't like Chris.
That is correct.
But you said you've had these problems before.
Oh, yeah, but apparently a friend is telling me right now that my MySpace page is all banged up. They can't send, receive, nothing to me, so.
They what?
They can't send me anything.
Well, what do you mean it's all banged up? What does that mean?
It's MySpace.
It's ungapachkied.
Yeah. Well, thank God my page ain't all banged up. Just people that I want to communicate with, you know, things like that. But nevertheless, I'll survive. And they will, too. Nick says, I sent the old man 2 MySpace messages. I just read them, okay, Nick? Just calm down, okay? These people are so damn pushy, man. They're worse than I am. He hasn't read them yet. I just read them. Game Show Network already tried to bring back the Gong Show and Press Your Luck. They were respectively called Extreme Gong. That's with a G, 2 G's. Extreme Gong, and Whammy, as in Whammy God It Sucks. I just got through playing that. They were very short-lived, so all these jackasses voting to bring the Gong Show back wouldn't even tune in when they did it.
Like me. I'm one of those.
Well, the problem is it's like when they tried to bring back the famous restaurant with different owners and a different menu and different food, and, you know, you can bring back the name of a place.
Listen, if I had even
the name of the place is I Like It Like That.
Right.
Chris Kenner.
I had no idea that they were trying to bring back the Gong Show. I would have watched it if I'd known it was on there.
Somebody would have put a billboard like the poll we took yesterday. Neil Rogers, is he still on? Who the hell is that? Where is he? You know, all that stuff. One thing we don't want to do on this show is start living in the past. And if there's anybody living in the past, way more than I'll ever begin to do it, it's our close personal bald-headed buddy Chickeneck. And I don't know if you give him the kind of swill that you give me about it.
Yes.
My God, he is like Dorothy Kilgallen reincarnated, I think.
He records old game shows from Cartoon Networks, and then he gives them to me to watch.
And that's the reason that he's so good, because he's a certifiably crazy person,
yes,
for real.
We love him.
Yeah, we do, but he's crazy. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, I had a birthday a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a shout-out for that, but real quick.
Well, what do you mean you want to get a shout-out for that? A couple of days ago? What birthday was it?
Actually, it was a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. I had a birthday back in November.
No. It's January 29th. It's Oprah's birthday, unfortunately.
That's like a month ago.
Well, yeah.
And you want to give a shout out because you had a birthday about a month ago? What birthday was it? Was it like a major number?
It was actually 31. I was
31. Well, 31, like my 31st anniversary next Thursday. Like I said, very significant number.
There you go. We got something in common, you know?
Right. No, we don't.
30 years in crappy Florida. One more thing. That Barack and Lieberman you were ragging on yesterday.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was thinking it should be called Barack and Locks. You know, because he's a heeb.
Barack Obama is a heeb?
No.
Yeah, no kidding. Joe Lieberman is a heeb. Okay, you ready for that? He's a heeb. There's a bulletin for you. Oh, look at that. KFC asked the Vatican to bless its fish.
Greg Dedrick sent a letter to the Vatican asking Pope Benedict XVI
himself
to bestow his papal blessing on the new fish snacker sandwich. Vatican officials confirm they have received the request. We will keep you posted.
KFC, our fish is blessed by the Vatican. All right, and they're showing this guy, he's got all the ashes on his thumb, and he's smearing these people on the forehead. I'm going to tell you something. I didn't see anybody yesterday at Woodbine, on the street, anywhere in my building, with ashes smeared on their forehead. Because yesterday was Ash Wednesday. I'm going to tell you, seriously, I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Any of you people out there, if you allow them to do that to you, if you subject yourself to this kind of ridiculous crap, then I want to cry. You know, I just want to cry. Just like Steve Alimo said, every day I want to cry some. Remember Steve Alimo from Rochester? No, you don't. Steve Alimo, whatever his name was. Billy Goat sends a fax. He says, I'm young and I like to watch old game shows on TV Land. I like the old happy-go-lucky themes and the outfits people had on back then. Yeah, most of them in the 70s, the bell-bottom pants and them mutton chop hairdos. Mutton chop, whatever they were. Sideburns. It helps me understand how Boca Brian comes up with his bits. There you go, Billy Goat. Right, because he's living in the past. He's in a time warp. He's warped and he's in a time warp. It says, hey, Chicken Neck, you're stuck in a time warp. Absolutely correct. Let's make a deal. Card Sharks. There's another one needs to be on there. Now, let me say this to you, okay, about Card Sharks.
All right.
There were two different announcers on Card Sharks. Jim Perry was the good announcer on Card Sharks. He was great.
Card Sharks is on there.
It is?
Yes.
It is not.
It's got 10 votes.
You could have fooled me. Card Sharks is on there, but it's a good thing that he mentioned it, because Jim Perry was the good announcer, and then they put the unctuous, the most obnoxious game show host of all of them, Bob Eubanks, on there. You know, from the Newlywed Game, who always looked like he had a stiff neck. He always felt like he had his neck in a neck brace. There's something really bizarre about him.
I always thought his head was too big for his body.
Is that what it was? Could have been.
Like it was ready to fall over.
Maybe he was related to that Purper guy. Maybe they should have rubbed their heads together. I don't know. Two heads are better than one. But at any rate. Yeah, that was a pretty good show, Card Sharks. I liked it. Although that also was slow and kind of dragged, you know. And then they would waste a lot of the show talking to the contestants, asking a lot of... See, that's the one thing on game shows that I hate.
Me too.
Is when they waste a lot of time getting the whole biography and the names of all the relatives and all the people that they owe money to and all. Oh, geez, give me a break already, will you please?
See, I like the show that you can play along to and moves.
Yeah, that's right, and moves. Like even in the Squeal of Fortune, you know, they do the first toss-up thing there, and then, oh yeah, well, hey, Billy Smith, let's go over here and find out about Billy and his 15 kids and his mother-in-law.
Who gives a rat's?
Oh, exactly. Why do we have to go into all of that nonsense, all that schweinerei, as they say in Ethiopia? My God. I bet you we got, 21 doesn't have any votes. No, that was a good show, even though it was fixed. 918. See, we're going to have 1,000 real early on this in spite of your negatory attitude.
That's right.
I probably passed the negatory attitude on to you yesterday when I was so negatory. 17.8% though hate the poll. They hate it. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, Neil, please.
Yes, sir, speaking.
Neil.
Yeah.
The original name of that tune was George DeWitt. He got caught.
Never heard of him.
He got caught in that payola. This is the hotel pharmacy guy calling.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was George DeWitt. He used to hang around with Mike Gordon, fly an airplane with him in North Bay Village. All right, thanks, Neil.
Okay, thanks for the... see, the hotel pharmacy was some useful information. This was strictly useless. But at any rate, Mike DeWitt, or whatever he said, Mike Gordon and half-wit. Now look at that. That's interesting because I guess that's because I'm hitting this thing over and over. We didn't do that again today because our engineering department blows. And did we ever find out what it was this morning? They have the pot like practically closed in there. Robert Griefer probably playing Fast and Loose. And you know who probably puts him in charge of that is your boyfriend Clarence. Yeah, close the pot so the old man can't even hear the show. You know? Like I really care. Like I want to hear that anyway. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil, I'm going to test your memory. You didn't put Gary Moore's show on there.
Yeah, we did. I've got a secret.
Oh, no, the early Gary Moore's show. Think black and white, 1952.
I haven't got any idea.
Beat the Clock.
Oh, that wasn't Gary Moore. That was Bud Collier.
All right. Well, okay, so my memory is bad. But the clock's not on there, right?
Beat the Clock. They used to have to do these stupid stunts like, take 6 cups of water and stick them where the moon don't shine with their teeth and things like that. Yeah, Beat the Clock.
They had a home version of it, and we used to play it.
I'm sure you did. I think maybe a little bit too much. Okay, good luck to you, pal. Yeah, you used to play Beat the Clock. Okay, what do we got on there? What did you say? Yeah, clock. 9:23. Okay, we're gonna clean your clock if you don't cut the crap. I don't know. The audience seems to be into this heavy duty. I don't know why you're so sour, man. So sour. I think you've been eating too many of those damn sour candies.
That's
maybe too many of them jawbreakers. Ooh. Oh, that sounds pretty good though. The ones that just scald the linings. You know, when you're through with those, all the skin from the inside of your mouth is like all raw and gone and things like that. It's good. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Get right to the point. With respect to your poll, the Liars Club with Alan Ludden.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That was on for about 5 minutes. What about the GE College Bowl with Alan Ludden?
You know, Alan Ludden, the Liars Club with Larry Hovis was on. Betty
What did I just get through saying? I said, yeah, I remember it. It was on for about 5 minutes.
All right, and then closing with respect to George Corso, he's an idiot because the toll-free line still doesn't work from Derby Lane, jackass.
Okay, thanks, Pally. You're a jackass, Corso. That's what this caller said from St. Pete, from Derby Lane. Derby Lane's been closed down for about 50 years. Maybe if you called from a place where they have a phone. Derby Lane. Is that what he's talking about, Derby Lane? The one in St. Pete? That was the dog track. That was America's oldest dog track. In fact, maybe that would be the poll for tomorrow. Name old racetracks and dog tracks that are no longer... How about harness racing drivers who are dead, like Elmer Conrad, huh? Now we're talking. See, that shut you up real fast.
What?
930 votes on this poll. Now, what did this guy just say? Because I wasn't paying a damn bit of attention to whatever he said. Yeah, right, exactly. He tuned me out.
Who's on the hotline?
Oh, there's somebody on the bat line? Maybe it's from... Oh, and look at that. Maybe it's Ernst Corso. Bat line, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Dick Feinberg.
Hey, Dick, how you doing?
Good, I just heard you mention racetracks, so
I just mentioned Elmer Conrad.
Listen, you mentioned George Fenneman earlier.
Yeah.
But You Bet Your Life.
Groucho.
My favorite show. With Groucho.
You Bet Your Life.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Duck comes down, pays you $100.
Right. How come we don't have that on there? You Bet Your Life. And I'll tell you another one that you might remember because you're an old fart like me. Remember Mike Stuckey and Pantomime Quiz?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The one thing, You Bet Your Life did give us the greatest quiz show question ever.
Yeah.
Who is buried in Grant's tomb.
Yeah, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. I remember that.
But, somebody, a Groucho impersonator could, and a George Fenneman impersonator.
George Effeminate, yeah.
Yeah, they would, I think they could make a fortune with that show. Bring that back.
Okay. How you doing, Dick? Everything okay?
Yeah. Still,
all is good?
Yep, just hanging out, listening to you. I'd hate to get a job, so that 10 to 2 slot's tough.
Yeah, good thinking. Beats working, that's what I always say. Okay, take care of yourself.
Okay, thanks.
See ya. Pantomime Quiz and You Bet Your Life. Russell in Las Vegas says, Queen for a Day. Yeah, that's it. Or was it Queens for a Day? No, we had a bunch of Queens. Queen for a Day with Jack Bailey. Speaking of harness drivers, Dick, Jack Bailey from Vernon Downs. Says, we really love that NBA experience out here, though thought they were making... oh, no, look at that. Are you reading this? And he's like, I'm going to read that on the air?
Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Here I stand, a naked man, in the shower stall. All around the photo clown, staring at my phone. We're straight guys talk all the time about men who play games. Can't keep their eyes all tied behind, insisting they're not gay. You've got to hide your heart away.
Oh my God.
You've got to hide your heart away. Towel smarts and hardly passes that straight gay or bi. Men who talk of other men is a sport hole state of mind. No girls here, just sport hole queers, having fun with the boys. In the locker room I hear boing, 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 boing. You've got to hide your heart away. You've got to hide your heart away.
11:04 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you. This poll is going over big in spite of George's negatory attitude. Oh, there's that ham-bone judge.
That seems to be that for a long time,
I'm tired of his
lawyers
shtick.
for Larry Burkhead have been trying to obtain a sample.
He's
not
a clown.
Burkhead's
And he actually
table,
went out of his way to say, well, this is not a circus, and I'm not a clown.
Yeah,
and
well, guess what?
And you like my red nose? And he pulled out the Patch Adam nose. 950 votes on the poll, and I don't see Pantomime Quiz on there. Did I just get through saying Pantomime Quiz when Dick Feinberg called in with You Bet Your Life? I see You Bet Your Life, but I don't see no Pantomime Quiz. Is that because nobody knows how to spell pantomime?
That might be it.
Oh, Palomine? Pantomime.
Either that or Chris just tuned it out.
Pantomime Quiz, man. The host was Mike Stokey. Or is that Stookie? Remember Stookie's on the, I guess I shouldn't say remember. They're still around with that stale peanut brittle. All the rest stops, man. You drive up I-95 and you're going up north and all the rest stops. Of course, nowadays they've got all, they got your Wendy's and Mickey D's and Burger King and Kentucky Fried and Arby's and all of these. But they've also got the Stookies right there at the, whatever. Am I right? Still around.
Yeah, as far as I know.
What a horrible place. Peanut brittle that's older than Methuselah's grandma.
Don't think I've actually eaten there in my memory. Maybe as a kid.
And Hans Conried and Hermione Gingold were on Pantomime Quiz. I'm sure that Chicken Neck remembers that, and he and I are probably the only two. They were both 100 years old when the show was on, so if they were with us today, they'd be about 250. But they're not. They're all dead. WQAM, hello. QAM.
When's the My Favorite Cereal poll coming out?
Tomorrow.
That one I can't wait for.
That's coming tomorrow.
Quisp.
Yeah, Crispy Quisp. WQAM, hello.
Hi, mister.
Sounded a little bit sour to me, that guy with his cereal, didn't he? Sour cereal. QAM, he probably likes hot and sour cereal, especially the sour part. QAM.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, that Name That Tune. Name That Tube by Dick Hurt or me.
See, those are the people you're talking about, okay? That's the crowd that you're all excited about. Or just like that. Something about his
tube
tied, which is they should be. I sure hope they do tie him, baby, because if you're going to reproduce, the world's in big, deep trouble. I'll tell you that right now, Pally. Iraq insurgents used chlorine in bomb attacks. Speaking of the world being in trouble, a truck bomb that combined explosives with chlorine gas blew up in southern Baghdad yesterday. An official said it might represent a new and deadly tactic by insurgents against Iraqi civilians, those poor schleppers over there. It was at least the third truck bomb in a month to employ chlorine, a greenish gas. Oh, ever cut any greenish gas? I sure have. Also used in WW1, which burns the skin and can be fatal after just a few concentrated breaths. The bomb killed at least 2 people and wounded 32 others. Many of them sent to hospitals coughing and wheezing, police and medical officials said. Iraqi and American officials said the use of chlorine seemed aimed at bringing a new level of fear and havoc to Iraq as a new security plan for Baghdad takes shape. Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Garver, an American military spokesman, said the attacks highlighted the fluidity of insurgent tactics in Iraq, dominated by militant groups that often notice and repeat attacks that attract the most attention and cause the most suffering, the most tourists. Insurgents have shifted tactics to focus on helicopters, and yesterday one group forced down an American Black Hawk helicopter, the 8th such incident since January 20. The enemy is adaptive, Colonel Garver said. The enemy wants to win. I thought the enemy always wanted to lose because we're the good guys. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Sure, why not?
963 votes. This half hour, we're going over 1,000. They're pretty damn close to it. And then you're going to have egg on your puss. You're going to have like a whole omelet on your face. Paper or plastic, that's George's idea for tomorrow's pool. Paper or plastic, normal or spastic. WQAM, hello. Speaking of green gas. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, good afternoon. Goedemiddag.
Good evening, yes.
Hey, I was trying to send you an email with a video I saw from Anna Nicole Smith out of Europe, where she was completely drugged out and a clown face, and this guy Howard Stern.
You mean the one that's been on TV on every channel for the past 3 days?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that already?
Yeah, about 400 times.
Oh, dude. All right. Sorry, man. Move to Miami Beach.
Well, what do you mean you were trying to send it to me? What happened to it?
It got returned. It said mail delivery. It's Neil Rogers at WQAM.com, right? Yeah, baby. I'll see you later, dude. Take it easy.
I know.
You know what?
No matter how many times you tell these people that's not your email address and you don't really have one that's available.
I understand that. The only way you're going to get me a message is on like MySpace, and that thing's all screwed up today anyway. Although some of the messages are coming through just fine. Now, how does that work, Chris? Is it if they don't like you, they screw up your page? Is that the deal or what?
I think it's just like their random way to screw with people. I don't know.
Well, what do you mean to screw with people? What is that? In other words, they picked you out. They picked you out of the crowd, and they said we're going to screw up Chris's MySpace page.
They throw names in a hat and they pick it out. It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, well, tell that Tom guy to pick this schmuck. WQAM, hello.
Drink spa, baby.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Paper or plastic? Don't you remember when Extra, you used to have to bring your own bags?
I hate to break the news to you, sir, but you have to bring your own bag or buy a bag at supermarkets all over the world. I know that comes as a great shock to a lot of you spoiled people out there. Paper or plastic, my ass. How do you like that? In Europe, in every supermarket I've ever been in, they don't give you the bag. Well, they'll give you like one of those cheap little real thin plastic bags that if you put more than a quarter of an ounce worth of food in there, it just falls all over the ground. You know, the bag splits open. But if you want a real bag, you have to pay for it. You know, a couple of whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 euro cent.
I mean, you might as well bring your own bag. I mean, what do you do with the old ones anyway?
If you get one of the good cloth bags they sell, like in Amsterdam, the same thing like in Albert Heijn.
High class, Lovey.
Right. Then, if you're smart, you take it with you when you go shopping. But, of course, a lot of times when you leave the hotel, if you're a tourista, or even when I had the apartment, you don't think, I'm going to go to the store. And then you're not going to walk all the way home to go and pick up your little 50-cent bag to go back in there unless you're really super cheap, okay? But that's the way it works in the real world, okay, sir? Una saca. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. Love the poll. 18-year-old guy, love the poll. Hey, what about that new Who's Smarter, you or a 5-year-old? Can George Corso play that?
WQAM, hello.
Hola.
QAM.
Hola.
How come I just pressed this one and it's still stuck on now. See, this is not working at all.
No.
And I don't want to go off on a rant again about our technical incompetence here at QAM and about Joe Bell and doesn't give a crap. And Corso, of course, I'm glad the Corso guy is calling. Maybe he'll call 400 times today because you're right.
Be somebody that knows him.
Obviously, he's got a real bug up his ass about George Corso, who's our chief engineer, and I use the term very loosely. Oh, yeah. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes.
I have one for the poll.
Yeah.
I hope it may already be on there. I don't know. Tic-tac-toe with the.
Oh, it's already on there, sir. It's already got 3 votes. Not doing too good. That was with the winker. Yeah, see that? He doesn't even know what the hell I'm talking about. The winker, Wink Martindale, you idiot, you quisling, you simpleton, man. All right. See, they think it's a pole building show again. Well, which we don't mind adding a few because, there are obviously 80,000 that we could put on there.
Sure.
Once upon a time, back in the day, there were like zillion game shows on TV. They were all over the place. And it was pretty entertaining. I mean, it wasn't Ellen, what's-her-name show, Degenerate, or some of the crap that's on now.
But then what is?
But exactly. What could possibly be? Like Jerry Springer show. What could be like that? If you're like 12 years old and got,
Britney's Life.
Well, I got a Britney story in my pile here. As a matter of fact, it was sitting there next. Yeah. There's the judge again.
Is it about her misshapen head?
In order to help
it's about that purple guy's misshapen head, the medical exam. There's Judge Seidlin, okay? Judge Larry Seidlin. I'll tell you one thing. You notice he waxes his bald spot. Look at the way the light is reflecting off that shiny bald spot.
I'm not watching that channel.
It looks like
I get enough
they wax
of that at
up
home.
apples when you go in the supermarket. They look so shiny, man. Like fluorescent lights. This guy has waxed that thing and his head too, big time.
Said you will not have to submit anyone at this point in time to DNA.
Look at the size of that wedding band he's got on there. My God, that must cost about $80 billion. Look at that. Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good golly, Miss Molly. 970 votes. Well, at least whoever he's married to, she's getting a lot of laughs. Probably mostly at nighttime, I would think.
Junior, honey.
All right. I believe that rehab's in my future. If I keep carrying on this way, if I said I'm sober, it was just a lie. I am so freaking high, but it is easier than go to a meeting and say, hi, my name is with me. I had started long ago, smoked some pot and did a little blow, heroin and LSD, angel dust and some peyote, love crystal meth and ecstasy. I'm lying if I say that I'm drug-free, airport security. They found some pot on me. You'll find the greatest drugs, they're all inside of me.
11:19, it's like when we do the polls about the greatest actor, the greatest actress of all time, and we have people on there like Grace Kelly and Liz Taylor and William Holden and people like that. How about the same people you're talking about who don't know about these game shows? What do you think they know about those people and about Judy Garland and the Wizard of Oz, et cetera, and so on?
Nothing. Well, those movies are still out there.
The Wizard of Oz?
See, some of these movies that you're talking about are classics, ageless, and seen by everyone no matter what their age.
No, they aren't.
Okay.
You think everybody has seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Everybody out there hasn't seen The Wizard of Oz. Hold your hand up. Look at that. My God, it's overwhelming. It's whelming, man. As Britney Spears was reportedly checking out of a drug rehab center for the second time in a week, her estranged husband was making plans to go to court amid a custody dispute over their 2 children.
You say her strange husband?
Her very strange husband and her very strange behavior, and who really cares, okay? Talk about taint what it used to be. Kevin Federline and his lawyer were scheduled to appear at a downtown courthouse today for an emergency hearing, Superior Court spokesman Alan Perricini told the ANP. But since it's only 8:20 in the morning out there, I'm sure they got plenty of time.
Yo, give me a beat!
I'll give you something. In fact, here's another one for you. Our best information is he will be here and she won't, said Perricini, but anything is possible. It wasn't known what issue Federline planned to raise. Federline and Spears have 2 sons, how sad, 5-month-old Jaden James and 17-month-old Sean Preston. Jaden James. I see. Federline filed papers seeking spousal support and sole custody of the children after Spears sought to end their 2-year marriage last November. A temporary court order issued February 1 granted the couple joint custody until the end of this month. Perricini said Federline's lawyer would try to convince a Superior Court commissioner that the matter is urgent enough to be handled quickly, as in pronto tanto. Oh, look at this. Rolex watches on my BlackBerry. I don't want any Rolex watches. Sorry. Even for $5.
1X or 2?
Go ahead.
1X or 2?
I didn't look at it. I deleted it already. It was on my BlackBerry. It was an email. They're always peddling crap. There's always spam on there, man. Spears bolted from a live rehab facility early yesterday, less than a day after checking in. See, that's why you were so confused, because she just went from the other one to this one, and less than a day after she was in there, I want out.
I wasn't confused. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I'm not even going to respond. I wouldn't even dignify that with a response.
Okay.
It was the second time in a week that Spears reportedly entered a rehab facility and checked out before her first day was finished. Federline's manager, Dan Dimitro, said there would be no comment on the latest Spears departure. Well, what's to say, you know? She's on the loose again.
What a quitter.
Yeah, she's in rehab for like 5 minutes at a time. Maybe she just ain't all that serious about her rehab, you think? Oh.
Maybe it wasn't country club enough for her.
You see, once upon a time, a lot of people would have cared. All the guys would have cared about that. But now, like I said, tain't what she used to be. especially after dealing with him. WQAM, hello.
Jim.
WQAM, hello. A little more oxygen next time would be good. QAM.
You know, you're doing a good poll on game shows. How about on the hosts, man? There's some killer hosts in some of those shows.
Yeah. Like
Jan Murray and Gene Rayburn.
Yeah.
Gary Mathers is the neighbor. Never mind.
He sounded like a radio guy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He sounded like somebody who's outwardly suffered the stress of way too many years in this business. It's okay, Pally. We can relate. Give him a little pat on the head. Tell him everything's going to be okay, even though, of course, it won't be. It'll be just fine.
Are you sure?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good, good. Hey, did you get Truth or Consequences on your list? Is
Bob
Barker's Truth or Consequences on your list?
Is that on there? With Bob Barker is correct. It was on from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, as a matter of fact. And let's see if it's not on there. We'll
9 votes.
Oh, it's got 9 votes. Like I said, it's on there, yeah.
Okay, because he's going to need a job soon. He's got to go somewhere. All right, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Okay. What did he say? He said he's got the good stuff. It sounded like it.
Hey, it's nice to share.
Yeah, those magic mushrooms that came in on Monday, man, they're spreading all around town now. Maybe that's what happened to everybody's MySpace page. Maybe they got like a little something in them. Which now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? The Gong Show, 204. Nothing else is even close. 204. Well, I mean, Newlywed. Oh, Newlywed Game. Oh, my God. Are you people off your rocker or what?
No, wait a minute. As somebody who actually likes game shows a lot.
That was a terrible show.
It was funny. They were always saying stupid, funny crap.
And it was always very obviously contrived and always, whatever you think. And Bob
I was
Eubanks
a little
was
kid
on
when I was
You know
watching.
something? It could have been the greatest show ever,
You
but
hated
since Bob
Bob
Eubanks was on it
Eubanks,
with
that's
his stiff neck, I didn't want to watch it. I hated that show. Gong Show 204. I hate this poll, 171. That's down to 17.2%. That's one of our all-time highest totals on I Hate the Poll. Too bad. The Newlywed Game 113. Match Game 99. Now, there was a show. How could the Newlywed Game be ahead of Match Game?
Well, there I agree with you.
I mean,
I don't think a lot of people really saw or got Match Game.
They didn't get it?
I don't think they got it.
What do you mean they didn't get it? What does that mean? What was there to get? Was it an intellectual show?
Well, you know, humor and comedy, you have to have a brain cell to get it, to understand it, the jokes. A lot of double entendres, a lot of subtlety to the humor that was going on that show.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody slipping and falling, which everyone can get.
Match Game 99, Let's Make a Deal 50, Win Ben Stein's Money 45, The Dating Game 45. I'm glad we did this poll only because it bears out again in general how bad people's taste is.
Clear eyes.
Dating Game 45, To Tell the Truth 34, Concentration and The Pyramid both have...
About 30, man.
How could The Pyramid only have 30?
Oh, because it sucked.
I'm not dignifying it with a response. Name That Tune 27, What's My Line 26, The Joker's Vial 23, The Love Connection 22, that also with the very unctuous Chuck Swillery. Horrible guy, horrible host, just a bad human being, I believe. I could be wrong. Password 17, Card Sharks 11. And like I said, the one with Jim Perry was good. The one with, what's his name? Stiffneck, not good.
You know, I don't like Chuck Swillery either, but you know who he reminds me of? Somebody doing a bad Joe Rose impersonation. Like Joe Rose's evil brother.
His evil twin?
Yeah. Not
Truth
as
and Consequences 9, Sale of the Century 7. And that's amazing to me that's got 7 votes because I just barely remember that show. It was on for about 4 minutes. I just barely even remember it. Sale of the Century. Hollywood Squares 5. That, of course, is the original Hollywood Squares, not this newer one that they brought back with Whoopi Goldberg and all these other
original, not so bad.
People.
New one blows hard.
You know who else was on the original one? Was Anne, what the hell was her name?
Francis.
The old dyke? No, not Anne Francis.
Anne Marie.
Not Anne Marie. What
Bancroft.
the hell was her name? No, Rosie. Rosie, what was her name? Not Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie the, whatever. And also the Bigger Picker-Upper where Rosie was on there, too.
Wait 30 seconds.
Rosemary. Rosemary. The Mary Tyler Moore show?
Yes,
right.
yes.
Hollywood Squares 5, Press Your Luck 5, Win, Lose, or Draw 5, Remote Control 4, I have no idea what that show was, 21-3, Tic-Tac-Doe 3 with the Wonker, High Rollers 2, Tattletales 2, You Bet Your Life 1, Beat the Clock 1, and no votes for Pantomime Quiz. That's disgraceful. The $64,000 question or the $64,000 challenge. Out of 995, all got the big. Oh! That's bad. And by the bottom of the hour, we're going to have our 1,000 votes, Mr. Smarty Pants.
Son of a bitch.
This is Eyewitness News.
Pop princess Britney Spears entered a rehab facility Wednesday, but then checked herself out one day later. Her less-than-model behavior lately has raised a lot of eyebrows. Video taken early Sunday morning in New York shows Britney Spears getting out of her limo, and a puddle of what appears to be vomit is visible in the back seat. Her driver covers her with vomit as she rushes by the cameras. Newspaper reports say Britney was partying at Manhattan's Club 10 June, drinking tequila from a bottle and disrobing so she could vomit. And now video of her vomit shows Britney in a less than flattering light.
732-560 WQAM 5670560 pound 560 on the Verizon singular wireless line. So we already got over 1,000 votes. It's not even noon yet. We got 1,006 votes. 9, whatever the hell it is. 6, 9. 7, 11. WQAM, hello. Now, you see that? I punched it
I heard
nice
I heard
in a
punch
masculine way.
Right.
I give it the old punch and
sounded
nothing
like a nice
happened.
solid click.
Punched it again. There we go. QAM, hello.
Mr. Neil.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful day to hear your voice. You and George make my morning. I haven't smoked for a while because of school and all that. And now, this is great. Thank you very much for when I wasn't smoking, for right now, for always being there for me. I love the pauses. I love the pauses. I find myself laughing hysterically every time the pauses come out. And,
all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only took us an hour and a half.
Technically, I might as well take this box and heave it out on my balcony and just hang it over the edge, like Tom Dooley said. It's just a sick joke. But you know what? We don't really care. They don't care. Why should we care? Why should I get all worked up into a sweat about it, right?
That's right.
Screw it. If you don't care, Joe Bell, we don't care either. How do you like that, Joe? A technical disaster, a laughingstock of the broadcast industry. Most amusing and abusing. Sad, very sad. WQAM, hello. QAM, hola.
Judge Jody makes me doody.
WQAM, hello.
How about the new?
WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Did you do Name That Tune?
Did I do it? No, I never did that, Joe, but it's on a poll.
Is it?
It's got 27 vote.
How about Password?
Password? How come we don't have Password on there?
Alan Lutton, wasn't that him?
It's got 17 votes.
Put me in the well, Junior.
Did they? In fact, that's a good idea. Since you people have no material, just look at whatever is on the poll. Look on your pewter.
That's right.
Look what's ever on there. Call it in and suggest it to us.
Now, did
they tell you how many votes it's got?
Did they not try to bring back Name That Tune? Because I've always wanted them to.
No, they're going to bring it back.
Oh, good.
It's in the works. It's in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. I can name that tune in 4 notes.
I can name it in 1.
Da, da, da.
1. I'll name it in 1. I'll name it by the clue.
By what clue?
They would give you a little clue, and then they would play the ditty. They had different games within the game, as you know.
For a guy that's so deadly on these game shows, you seem to have some expertise.
Why do you keep changing reality? I didn't say that I didn't like game shows ever.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, maybe all the people out there like it. It would certainly seem so. We've got 80 trillion votes on the poll. We got 1,014 votes, and it's only 11:35 in a big city. And the Anna Nicole Smith hearing is still on CNN, and they're going pop 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 pop, and it never ends.
Well, that judges anyway.
Well, that's because he wants to have this 8-ring circus, man.
This is not a circus.
When he put the Patch Adams nose on this morning, that to me, and it was glowing too. It was like one of those fluorescent ones. That to me was like a little bit of a hint. WQAM, hello.
Hey, why is George such a hostile little spick?
Because he feels like it. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Because he can be, yes, sir.
Got a question for George, then.
Yeah, WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Are you watching the news about that Mexican firefighter? He has twin boys named Jose and Jose.
That joke's older than you.
Yeah, older than Methuselah's great-grandfather, okay? Very, very good material, sir. Yeah, this guy's probably auditioning to be a guest on the morning show. Let me ask you, sir, what was your worst sports injury? Obviously, what was a head injury? I don't think there's any question about that. Some kind of a head injury. Wow. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, how about one for the poll?
Yeah.
Anybody here won the Couch Potatoes, Mark Summers, and Three's a Match with Bill Cohen?
No. Three's a Match, I remember that. Wasn't that the one that had like the rocks, the green rocks? Pretty weak show. Nobody's going to know that show.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, like I'm saying, nobody would even hear of it.
I think I heard of Couch Potatoes, though, but I never saw it.
Couch Potatoes? If you want to put it on there, I never heard of it. I never heard of such a show. Care. We know that Barry Jackass it there. And you know something? Yesterday, what's that guy they got on the morning show who's supposed to be like Fez? You know, what is that guy who goes out and does the stupid interviews?
Manny.
He talks like that, Manny? Well, Manny come up with Barry Jackass from the Herald. And I'm going to tell you something. You would have thought that was the funniest line in the history of the human race. Those guys, everybody, the 18 guests that they had in the studio were like guffawing and puking. You would have thought that the world was coming to an end. Very Jackass.
Well, maybe they never heard that before.
No, well, it was pretty original. In fact, that Manny guy, he really does it for me, I'll tell you. He's very funny, Manny. See, now you got me picking on a morning show, and that's not good. That's bad. Those guys are really trying very hard to be as filthy as they can. 1,022 votes on the poll, and the $64,000 challenge and the $64,000 question don't have any. And those were two of the biggest of all time, I'm telling you right now. Goes to show what these people know. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hola.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this Neil?
Sounds like me, yeah.
Hey, how about the game show Double Dare?
What the hell was that?
It was Nickelodeon.
It was a good show.
It was what?
It was a good show.
Okay, Double Dare. We'll put it on there. I never heard of it. Was it on Nickelodeon? Was it like an original show?
The kids and the parents would compete together, and they would do horrible things to the parents, so it was good.
They would do horrible things to the parents? Well, in a lot of cases, probably well-deserved.
Like drop them in vats of goo.
Kayak, stable and fun. This kayak's versatility means no one has to stay on shore. Promotion Kayak. And to the winner, this kayak equipment goes to supply fabric softener. Ultra Downy will awaken your senses to a new, refreshing experience. Feel the softness, smell the refreshing scent. See your clothes virtually free of static. New Downy.
Allison, what do you bid on that kayak?
How about...
Bob Barker just turned 172 today. Let's hear it for old Bob. Oh! Nice going, Bobby. Now, there was one of the tabloids that said he's retiring this June because he's dying or something like that. He must be, dying a slow death or something. Maybe he's planning it. In fact, the guy that was waiting for me to announce when my funeral is going to be, I think Bob Barker on his last show is going to announce where the funeral is going to be and the date so that guy can... He likes to attend celebrity funerals. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Are the good folks at WQAM still offering the spend a day with a gay DJ?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'd like to come down.
Yeah. Go on down.
I'd like to go down.
Wouldn't be the first time. WQAM, hello.
How about the show I'm Hot?
Are You Hot?
That was him.
But that was the show, Are You Hot? But
yes.
It wasn't. First of all, that wouldn't be called a game show.
No.
That was good. It was on ABC, and it was on for about 4 or 5 weeks, and they had too many hot-looking people on there, and the answer was absolutely yes, they were hot. And they said, we don't want to put that on there.
I mean, I guess technically it's a game show.
I beg your pardon?
I guess technically speaking, it's a game show, but...
It is?
I don't know. They had
it was a gay show? Well, tell the guy before him, because he said he wanted to be on a gay show.
$7.59 is wrong. That's not the right price. You can just flip, if you wish, then you'll have $7,000.
Yeah, Bob, flip this. He makes me flip my wig. You know, I'd be honest, for 110, you don't look that bad, you know?
Although there are times... Dead already.
I beg your pardon?
He looks like he's dead already.
Like I said, for 183. Yeah, he looks like he's like from the petrified forest, like he's embalmed.
I know a game show George liked.
Yeah.
American Gladiators.
Yeah, actually.
You want to put it on there?
Parts of it. Sure. They had some hot babes with nice asses.
Well, there you go. What more could you want?
Roger's got.
The death of Anna Nicole Smith has left some messy and very complicated legal battles. You know what, honestly, I don't know where to start. This paternity issue is getting crazy.
We now have someone else stepping up saying, I could be the father.
Michael Jackson. So now you're claiming that you're the father of Anna Nicole's baby.
Yes.
You two had a relationship.
It's totally for sex.
Right. So how many times did you guys do it?
8, 9.
Yeah, right.
I would cry.
Right. So what did you guys do?
You know, everything you can imagine.
Michael, you cannot convince me that you two hit a grand slam home run.
We have the footage. I have all the footage.
What? You took videos?
Yes.
Okay, roll them.
Okay, let's go for it.
Oh, I can't watch this.
My own sperm cells all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
I'm going to be sick.
He had the footage. Boy, he's really something. Can't say it on the air. 11:46, 14 till noon at QAM. So your close personal friend Brandon says Couch Potatoes was a short-lived game show hosted by Mark Summers, who also hosted Double Dare / Super Sloppy Double Dare / Family Double Dare, which I loved growing up as a kid. He says it was the show that put Nickelodeon on the map. Was on for 7 years. Well, how do you like that for some very useless trivia?
That's important stuff.
I think Brandon is Chicken Neck in a previous life. You know what I mean? I think he's
the new Chicken Neck.
Is that what he is?
Gearing up right in about 50 years.
Chicken Neck Jr.
Right.
Chicken Neck Jr. For a week, attorneys battling for the remains of Anna Nicole Smith have fought with one another, fought off the media. See that again? That's in the Sun Sentinel. Fought with one another, my ass, from the Associated Press. How about fought with each other, not with one another? What kind of English is that? What kind of grammar would that be? Fought off the media and fought for a chance to speak. Now their biggest fight is against the clock. Circuit Judge Larry Seidlin has set a self-imposed Friday morning deadline to issue a decision in the case tomorrow, which boils down to a tug-of-war between Smith's estranged mother, Virgie Arthur, who wants to bring her daughters back home to Texas, her body, and attorney-turned-boyfriend Howard K. Stern, who wants a burial in the Bahamas, man. Seidlin said he has no time to waste since the county's chief medical examiner warned against that a decision needs to be made soon before her body becomes too decomposed for a public viewing, for a public smelling. You think it'll pass the sniff test?
No, it didn't when she was alive.
The judge says, I've got a gun to my head.
If only.
We could only pray. Seidlin indicated at the start of testimony yesterday that he wanted to reach a compromise agreement, but it was unclear what that might be. Bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. And they actually aren't even on it right now on CNN. Shame on them. There's the Queen.
Or so Iran, and a new UN report saying that Iran has ignored a deadline to halt uranium enrichment and also detailing a nuclear program that is, quote, on an industrial scale. We'll have analysis and reaction.
Yeah, let's analyze it for a while, okay? It's like when we have election night and they can't just give you the results. They have to have all these people on there analyzing, bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. All these analysts. A lot of analysts in the world, you know that?
Yeah, I do.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got 2 for your poll.
Wow, okay.
Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, that's one.
And Flamingo Fortune, the Florida Lottery game show.
Yeah, right, that's a show,
It used to be.
No, it's not. It's not a show. It's like it's the lotto draw. Get out of here, sir. But Win, Lose, or Draw was one. Now, who was the host on Win, Lose, or Draw? Remember that show?
I don't.
You don't remember that show where they used to have to draw stuff? Charles Nelson Riley was on it. He was on every show.
Whoa.
Who was the host on Win, Lose, or Draw? You better Google it, okay?
I'll wait 30 seconds for Boca Brian to answer.
Like I said, you better Google it. Are you really that lazy that you refuse to Google it?
No, Chris is Googling it now.
Vicki Lawrence.
Who is it?
Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence, the unctuous Vicki Lawrence, who was always on with Carol Burnett from the Carol Burnett Show. The night the lights went down in Georgia.
I emailed you a link
went
to
down
Wikipedia.
in Georgia. A link to what?
Wikipedia has all the game shows on it.
Do they really? Yeah, but that's no fun. If we do that, then we got them all.
Couch Potatoes only lasted 1 season.
Well, Brandon says that something was on 7 seasons. Maybe it was all the various versions. I don't know. And quite frankly, don't really care and don't remember it and don't watch Nickelodeon anyway. I am trying to find the game show channel on here. It's on here somewhere. I know it's on my thing. Star, huh? BBC, and there's MTV. Let's put something from MTV on it.
Every step of the way. I download Metric.
Oh, it's a spot for Metric. Book channel, Bravo channel. Let's put the book channel on, okay, and learn something. Get really smart. Oh, not the night the lights went out in Georgia. What, could she sing?
No.
Or what? That Vicki Lawrence, man. Could she do it? There's the fun-loving channel. The retro channel. TSC, the food channel. I don't have any idea where the game show channel is on here. Maybe somebody I know out there, maybe Brandon will do that because he Googles the Rogers cable that I got and finds all these channels for me. I have no idea where I'm going to find a game show channel because that would be, I mean, we could play the themes. You know, I got all this here on the flow.
Yeah.
And I've also got some other good stuff, too, like that. And for variety. How could anybody not love this, huh? This has got schmaltz. It's older than Methuselah, baby, but it's got schmaltz. Am I right? That's a schmaltzy song.
Love it.
What do we got on the poll? We're going to make 11 today. We'll make 1044. We'll make 1,200 today, I believe, on the poll. That's my goal. 1,200 votes on the poll would be outstanding. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, what's up? What's that name of the show that they used to have the married couples on? And they used to ask them, like, they used to separate them and ask them a question and see if they had the same answer?
No, not Newlyweds. That was the one with, the guy with the hair we used to be on that, who's dead. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I think it was the Newlyweds.
No, it was not the Newlyweds. You know, they used to have the headphones on. Oh, gee, the guy, he died of a brain hemorrhage or something like that, was the host. Oh, what was it that they used to have the set, everything was green on that show. The whole set was green.
Well, one thing, no, I saw a question one time. The question was, where's the weirdest place you guys had sex?
That's the Newlyweds.
So I was expecting to hear, like, maybe, you know, some kind of location.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I
have that clip.
No, but that's not the show I'm talking about. This
I know
is
that's not the show you're talking about.
Where they would sit there with the headphones. What the hell was that host's name? He died. He had a brain hemorrhage. He was a young guy. I couldn't stand. Bert Convey.
All right.
How do you like that for a memory, huh?
Well, I'll give you credit when you can think of the name of the show.
No, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to remember the name of that show. But Bert Convey was the host, and they would separate the couples, and you'd see they'd have the headphones on, be sitting off stage, and then the spouse would be... What was it?
Tattletales.
Was that it? Was that Tattletales?
Well, Chris just Googled it.
Well, he's got Tattletales, Win, Lose, or Draw, and Super Password.
Maybe that was Tattletales. That's got 2 votes.
Never saw it.
Bert Convey's got 2 votes. He's dead. He had, like I said, his brain exploded.
Bernard Whalen Convey. No relation.
Who's Bobby Van?
Bobby Van is also dead. He was a band leader or something, or some kind of a musician. And Bobby Van was a frequent guest on those kind of shows, on those game shows. Bobby Van. He was married to Elaine Joyce.
Boca Brian says yes, it was Tattletales. What you're thinking of?
He was married to Elaine Joyce. Talk about a memory for very unimportant, for grotesquely unimportant things. My mind needs a serious douche. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Tattletales is the show, Bert Convey. And the Win, Lose, or Draw was a Bert and Bert production, Bert Convey and Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds was involved in that? No wonder Dom DeLuise was on so much.
Yep. He was he would show up from time to time on screen, but it was I always watched the end. It was Bert and Bert, and that was Convey, and he was also on Tattletales.
That wasn't a bad show.
No, I loved it. Cheetah Rivera was always on there.
Well, nothing's perfect. Okay, thanks, Pally. 5670560. See, everybody knows. You don't have to be some kind of an old codger to know these shows. All you got to do is be like, I'd say 80, 90, something like that at least, maybe a little more than that. What the hell's wrong with you?
I actually remember Win, Lose, or Draw. Live.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was like a parlor game, you know, kind of like Pantomime Quiz was the same thing. Parlor game. You know some of those games, I'm sure. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, bro?
Okay, sir.
How about a treasure hunt with Jan Murray? You got that on
Treasure hunt with the very, very late Jan Murray, right.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, pal. You got treasure hunt on there? Jan Murray. He was so Jewish. And he's so dead. 1,051 votes on the poll. Now, you got to be able to remember Jan Murray. I think that guy and Chicken Neck and I were probably the only 3 people in the world who remember Jan Murray.
Who?
He was very Jewish. He was a very Jewish host, and he was a comedian, a stand-up guy. You know, he's a real stand-up guy, so to speak.
How many hit records did he have?
Which now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? The Gong Show, 207. I hate this poll, 180 down to 17.1%. The Newlywed Game, 118. Match Game, 106. Let's Make a Deal, 54. Win Ben Stein's Money, 48. That's the one that pisses me off that it's on there. Because that show just,
Clear eyes.
Oh, he is just nauseating. The Dating Game, 47. To Tell the Truth, 35. Concentration, 31. The Pyramid has only got...
About 30, man.
It certainly was the best show of all time, in spite of what you say. What's My Line, 28. Name That Tune, 27. The Joker's Wild, 26. A Love Connection, 23. And, of course, they did bring the Pyramid back with Donny Osmond, and it went over like halava in Siberia. Yeah. Not big.
So you couldn't play along with the Pyramid because you saw what the answer was already. So what could you do except watch?
Yeah, but it was exciting, man. It was exciting. You'd sit there on the edge of your seat. Come on.
Yeah,
you know, like that. You didn't, though. You don't care because you're a hard ass.
I fell off the edge of my seat.
Nothing worse. Everybody likes a little ass, but there's nothing worse than a hard ass. Love Connection, 23. Password, 19. Card Sharks, 11. Truth or Consequences, 9. Remote Control, 8. Press Your Luck, 8. Sale of the Century, 7. Hollywood Squares has got 5. Win, Lose, or Draw, 5. That was a good show. You Bet Your Life, 4. 21, 3. Tic-Tac-Dough, 3. High Rollers, 3. Tattletales, 2. American Gladiators, 1. Pantomime Quiz finally got one. All right, it must be Chicken Neck. Beat the Clock won. $64,000 question finally got one. Win, lose, or draw, none. Double Dare, none. Couch Potatoes, none. On the $64,000 challenge, none. And you'll never guess the name of the host. It's not the same one you're thinking of. The name of the host of the $64,000 challenge, Sunny
Day.
Not the same one that we know. Sunny
Bono.
No.
Fox.
There you go.
Beat at 12 to 1 hour on WQAM.
The music world has lost one of its most dynamic and influential superstars.
Really dead, really dead.
James Brown died early this morning in an Atlanta hospital.
He's dead, laying in a box with a flower by his head. He's not buried, not legally married. His younger wife wants some of this bread. Everyone already said farewell. It's been over a month and you're starting to smell. Bunches of people are in your will. So just why are you lying here still? Lying in the living room. You don't say a word. I'm waiting for you to say ow and then get on up. Man, I'm twisted. No one will bury me. No one will bury me. And I'm starting to rock by the minute. Could you bury me this minute? Maybe. No one will bury me. No one will bury me. Can you put me in the ground by tomorrow? And I'm really starting to believe that you're thinking I'm indisposable.
I'm dying over here.
Yeah, get right back in there, Jimmy. It's 12:01 at 560 WQAM. Here's a fax. Look at this. Looky. Here comes Cookie. I can't believe it. It says, Uncle Neil, I just wanted to say I love the pool today. I grew up in the 70s watching all these great game shows from back in the day. They sure beat all the crappy reality shows that were force-fed nowadays. Amen, whoever wrote that. See that?
Game shows are reality shows. What's in a label anyway?
I beg your pardon?
It's just another label. Unscripted television. It's a show without a script.
1,066 votes on the poll. Not too shabby, considering George hates it like poison and wishes that I would die as a result of it.
That's right.
And wait till you hear this fax I just got. Hey, Neil, look what I found on the Clear Channel job listing site. If anyone wants it, here's the link to apply.
Maybe I'll go for that job.
Yeah, clearcareers.clearchannel.com. Title, job title, Program Director, WIOD, WINZ. The Program Director is responsible for managing, developing, evaluating, executing all programming content. Executing is the operative word. They killed it. This person also oversees the brand team for the radio stations. This is a highly creative and detail-oriented position. Qualified candidates must be able to motivate, direct, and coach high-profile air talent. Coach high-profile air talent. That was like you, George, when Clarence was coaching you.
That's right.
And possess extraordinary leadership skills. They must also bring a passion for the position and excel in all aspects of the news talk format and radio program management, although it says news/talk, new talk, not news talk, new talk format.
Well.
Job category, radio. That's debatable. Location, Miramar, Florida. Full-time. Job requirements, 3 years full-time direct responsibility for radio program management. Maybe Clarence can go over there and work for a cheap channel.
Do they have a sports station?
Not yet, but they sure, it's WIOD and WINZ. WINZ is Scare America. What will they need a program director for Scare America?
We can't have too many sports stations in town, can we?
Can't have too many program directors, let me tell you that.
Well, he's not in the shop today.
Clarence is not there today?
Nor tomorrow, I'm told.
Or tomorrow, because now let's see. When's that? He's not doing the baseball, is he? Oh, that's right. Canes basketball at Virginia Tech on Saturday, and today's only Thursday, so he probably had to get a head start. He's probably up on the Hershey Highway up there. 5670560. What a joke. And pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't have a computer in front of me, so I can't check the poll, but is To Tell the Truth on there?
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay.
Got 37 votes. It's doing pretty damn well, considering it was on 100 years ago.
Yeah, I like that show. It taught you how to read people.
Yeah.
Peace, brother.
Okay, peace out.
Yeah.
Peace on this. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I think everyone's missing Bowling for Dollars.
Yeah, everybody's missing the big one, yeah. Click. There he goes. Bowling for Dollars. Remember that?
No.
I mean, I'm sure that there was such a thing on there, but let's get serious. I'm sure there must have been. There was Championship Bowling with Fred Wolf from WXYZ in Detroit. 600 years ago. You're right. Nobody under the age of 100 gives a crap about any of this. But who cares? WQAM, hello.
Let me tell you.
WQAM, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Bill.
Yes, sir.
How about Tic-Tac-Doe with Winky Martindale?
Yeah, how about the fact that it's already on there and I'm not going to even waste my time seeing how many votes it's got? Don't be sorry. This is what. Listen, I got a good pile of stuff here that I might delve into because this is what we're going to get from now till 2 o'clock is people calling in and reciting back to us all the stuff that's already on the freaking poll. See? That's why that whole poll building crap was the biggest bunch of swill. Oh, there's Prince Harry. He's a maggot. They said a maggot magnet. They're going to blow his crap away. Won't that be so sad, huh?
Yeah. Well, if they wouldn't put that big gold crown on his helmet, maybe they wouldn't be so hard to, you mean the big target? Yeah.
1,077 votes, and the Gong Show has got it licked, man. Hands down, 210. And the Newlywed Game has only got 118. Fun. And Match Game finally starting to make a little bit of a move with 108. Now that we've bitched the audience out about that.
Reminded them that it was funny and filthy.
Filthy?
We're always doing these, jokes, these
little,
double entendre,
little
wink,
risque
wink,
innuendo. Yeah, wink, wink this,
that they couldn't possibly
wink,
do
nudge,
these
nudge.
days.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. How about Johnny Carson's old show? Who do you trust?
Yeah, that was unmemorable, right? Who do you trust? That's where he got his start.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. You want to put that on there? Johnny Carson started on a show called Who Do You Trust that was on for about 4 minutes and nobody in the world. You can put it on if you want. You can do whatever the hell you want, since you're so enchanted with this phone, you came up with this idea anyway.
That's right.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Florida House Republican leaders yesterday unveiled a proposal to radically redesign the state's tax system in a way that seeks to ease home ownership costs, but could drive a deeper financial wedge between the poor and the wealthy across Florida. The proposal would ask voters to abolish property taxes on homes and put caps on local government spending in exchange for adopting the nation's highest statewide sales tax. Presently, California's got the highest statewide tax at 7.25%, including 1% that goes to local governments. A proposed constitutional amendment, if passed by the legislature, would go to voters later this year or at the 2008 general election. If approved, it would raise Florida's statewide sales tax by 2.5 points from 6 to 8.5%. Critics say the changes would hurt the poor who don't own property, who have cheaper housing, could lead to painful budget cuts by city and county governments. But advocates call it the most dramatic of several proposals yet released in advance of the 2007 legislative session, in which Democrats and Republicans agree will focus on meeting last year's campaign pledges to slash property taxes. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop. Under the plan, voters would be asked to eliminate all property taxes on homestead property. Homestead properties are primary residences in which a person has homestead exemption. Taxes will still be paid on vacation or second homes, etc. All of this crap. WQAM, hello.
Yes, I have a game show for you.
Yes?
Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that also Joe Daggiola?
I was a little kid back then. It was back in the early 60s. I was pretty young, but I remember it vaguely. It
was pretty bad, so I'm pretty sure it must have been him. Okay, if it was bad, he might have been on it, and I think he was.
Yeah, you might be right.
Okay, thanks, pal.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Supermarket Sweep with Joe Daggiola. Get a check. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I have a suggestion for your poll if it's not on there.
Yeah.
The dating game.
The dating game isn't on there. It's only got 47 votes.
Computer.
I got one. How about the Gong Show, George?
What a great idea.
What did I tell you about those days when we were doing the pole building stuff and that one? And whatever happened to that retard that used to call it pole building's boring? Pole building. Whatever happened to him?
Oh, I'm sure he's out there.
Maybe he died or something. Really, that would be spectacular. It would be special. We could have a big celebration. Then we could invite the guy that wants to go to the celebrity funerals to that guy's wedding. We could all dance on his grave. Pole building's boring. Pole building's boring. That's the South Florida effing way, man. Malcontents. WQAM, hello.
Hi. Well, I haven't been able to get to the computer today, but what about Groucho and You Bet Your Life?
Yeah, Dick Feinberg, from my old friend from Pompano Park, called that in.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. How's it doing? Has it got any votes? You Bet Your Life?
It should.
Some votes, huh?
Groucho was funny. And also filthy.
It's got 6 votes already, and he called in about an hour ago. And also what?
Filthy.
You Bet Your Life was filthy?
Groucho had some lines.
Oh, he did, but not on that show he didn't. Are you crazy?
Well, one of them got the show ended, so I heard.
Did it have something to do with shaving?
Had to do something with the cigar.
Oh, I see. Well, same difference.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. It was
Yes, sir.
Treasure Hunt. Remember Treasure Hunt?
Yeah. With Jan Murray. It's on there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I met one split second with Tom Kennedy.
Yeah, we don't have that one on there, and that's because yeah. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done with these calls. You take them if you want.
No, thank you.
No, I mean, it's just ridiculous. They're calling in mostly the same stuff we already got on. There's about 50 different things on there, and they're calling in and repeating the same crap over and over and over again, and that's because these kind of... the guy was right. Pool building blows, and I didn't want to build a pool today.
Right. Because no matter what question you ask, the question that they always answer is, name something. That's the only thing they do.
I got one for the poll. Yeah, we got one for your poll, too, okay? Fly off it.
Yeah, that's why I took that poll so they could just call up and name something, because that's all they want to do anyway.
How about name that tune? Oh, that's right.
One note.
No, you never named a song in one note.
I would name them...
from the clue. Yeah, from the clue. Same
from the
thing.
Clue,
I can do that.
or with
I can
one
do
note.
that. I'm not quite as dumb as you think I am, okay? Just because I don't watch
And by the way, as a little
Jeopardy.
child, I would, all the old people that supposedly knew all this music, I blew them all away, too.
Well, good.
When I would sit there in the living room and play with all these old codgers.
Excellent. I'm very proud of you. Look where it got you.
That's right. Making the big bucks.
12 minutes past noon at 560 WQM.
It's Miguel. Play it, baby. Increíble.
Every time I have to look at George, I can't help noticing how much he snorts. All that cocaine rotted his brain. Inside his nose, nothing else remains of his nasal passages. That's why George always snorts. He has no nasal passages. He bought a team to inhale the third baseline. He was born into money, but he's so goddamn dumb. Without it, he would be a homeless bum. Life of the party in his college days left him with 2 cells for a brain and no nasal passages. That's the reason he snorts heavily. He has no nasal passages. I bought my ticket and I'm holding my passport tight.
You know, I had to dump that. I had GD in that thing. I dumped it. Just in case you weren't paying any attention.
I wasn't.
Good. 1217 at 560 WQM. Bob Michaels in Dallas says, 20-year listener here from Dallas. Loved your show when I vacationed in the Keys, and now I listen every day online. Excellent, Bob. Good choice. I'm in my 40s, and I love the pyramid shows. The highlight for me was the killer music and bells and applause when somebody at the end of each round. I've got a, what the hell is it called? Something pyramid.
Gal?
Jesus. Huh? The Donny Osmond version was lame when somebody won. Yes, that's correct. It says, you are one of the best talents in the radio business. How do you like that? And you are...
Absolutely correct, sir.
Signed, Bob Michaels in Dallas. Thank you, Bob. Isn't that sweet?
That's sweet.
Economowalk. How do you say that?
Huh?
Economowalk, Wisconsin.
Carefully,
I think I said it right.
imagine, yeah.
Economowalk. A man says he broke into an apartment with a cavalry sword because he thought he heard a woman being raped in it, but the sound actually was from a pornographic movie that his upstairs neighbor was watching. Now I feel stupid, said James Van Iveren, who's been charged in the case. This really is nothing but a mistake. According to a criminal complaint, the neighbor told police that Van Iveren pounded on the door and kicked it open without warning February 12th, damaging the frame and lock. Where is she? Van Iveren demanded, thrusting the sword at the neighbor, the complaint said. I wonder which one was the really good swordsman. Where is she? The neighbor told police. Van Iveren became increasingly aggressive as he repeated the question, insisting he'd heard a woman being raped at it. The complaint said that with the sword pointed at him, the neighbor led Van Iveren through the apartment, opening closet doors to prove he was alone. The neighbor later played for police the part of the DVD he believed Van Iveren heard downstairs. Van Iveren, 39, of Economowalk, was charged with criminal trespass, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct, all while using a dangerous weapon and is due in courts March 5. Together, the misdemeanor counts carry a maximum sentence of 33 months in jail. Good. Keep this yenta away from everybody else. Let them watch their porno in peace, for crying out loud.
And everybody knows that when you rescue a rape victim, you're supposed to use a Scottish claymore or a samurai sword.
Yeah, certainly not some crappy old sword. Van Iveren said he heard a woman screaming for help, grabbed the sword, bounded up the stairs, kicked in the apartment door, and confronted the man who lived there. I intended to hold it behind my back and knock, but I froze instead, and what happened, happened, he told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Crap happens, and it happened. Contesting his neighbor's account, Van Iveren said he didn't look anywhere in the apartment except the front room, and that he never threatened the neighbor with a sword. I had the sword extended, but that was all, he said. I guarantee that wasn't all that was being extended in that apartment. Van Iveren, who lives with his mother in the downstairs apartment, said he didn't call police when he heard the noises because he doesn't have a telephone. Oh, he lives with Mommy, he doesn't have a telephone. He said he barely knew the upstairs tenant. Police seized Van Iveren's sword, which he said was a family heirloom. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like them bananas? 50 banana. Speaking of your favorite Judge Seidlin, there's a whole column here about him.
Yeah, what a clown he is.
Judge Larry Seidlin with his distinctive Bronx... What does that say? Honk. Is that what that says? Honk?
If you're horny.
Down-to-earth approach in plain language is as much a part of the show in Broward Circuit Court as the case he's presiding over. Seidlin is hearing arguments over the status of the earthly remains of Anna Nicole, Some legal observers and one of the participants say Seidlin has allowed the proceedings to become a circus. It's a circus. He bristled at that accusation yesterday in court. Don't use that term. It turns me off, Seidlin scolded a lawyer. There's no circus here, my friend. There's nothing circus. If you want to say circus equals attention, which, of course, is what he wants. He thrives on it. It's all he wants. CNN senior legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin sharply criticized Seidlin for allowing lawyers to squabble for days, followed by dramatic but marginally relevant testimony. This may be the most ridiculous legal proceeding I've ever watched, Toobin said. This judge is one of the least competent judges I've ever seen. He's letting this thing meander all over creation, mostly because he seems to enjoy being on television. Court TV anchor Lisa Bloom says it's all wearing a little thin. Closer to home, Seidlin also has critics. Where the Herald, 22% of lawyers responded to the 2004 Broward County Bar poll found Seidlin unqualified. A blog of the Justice Advocacy Association of Broward concludes that Seidlin is, among other things, a victim of his inner comedian. Seidlin, who was in court, couldn't be reached, but Dale Ross, the Broward Circuit's chief judge, responded to CNN in an email. It's not appropriate for me to make comment regarding the facts in a particular case assigned to another judge, nor his or her legal rulings, nor the handling of the case. With the chatty asides about his wife, his lunch, his daily run, and his New York roots, Seidlin is holding his own against the case's colorful characters. A sample of Wednesday's crap from the bench. Maybe this eccentric judge can get something done, he said. Let's face it, money is the root of all evil, am I right? Later on, you're going to have me with a box of tissues. The judge's offbeat folksiness combines the directness of a Judge Judy with the touchy-feely common sense of a Dr. Phil. He could be auditioning for his own TV show. I think he's a combination of Jackie Mason and my yoga instructor, said Bloom. He wants to talk about the journey and everybody reducing their stress and everybody putting their arms around each other singing Kumbaya. Oh, let's do it.
Kumbaya.
He's very entertaining, there's no question about it, she added, but it's not about entertainment. At Court TV, we keep in mind that these are real people here. Seidlin took jurisdiction a week ago over Anna Smith's body, quickly referring to it as that baby and declaring that it belongs to me now. He allowed TV cameras into his chambers, then into the courtroom. He ordered a swab of DNA taken for a paternity test and released Smith's will to the media. He said he would hold hearings for as long as it takes to bring the warring sides together. Each day in court begins with an unusually long statement by Seidlin. On Wednesday, he began by saying that while the proceedings might not be as important as the war in Iraq, a little girl's life is at stake. Oh, gee, I'm glad that he finally admitted it's not quite as important as the war in Iraq. Almost, but not quite. What does this fax say? It says, don't answer the phone. Oh, I don't want any more game shows. Stop. It's more game shows on a fax. Stop. There's nothing wrong with the poll and the concept of it. It's that these people want to have 4,000 names of shows that were on for about 2 seconds on there. And the question is, which now-defunct game show should they bring back? Well, if the show was a flop the first time when it was on for about 2 minutes, and nobody ever heard of it, why would we want to bring it back? Now, the poll question isn't name as many game shows as you can. And you're right. That's what we used to say about the poll when we did the poll building. Every time. Name somebody.
Something. It doesn't even have to relate.
Name something or somebody.
Right.
Seriously, you callers out there, you're so pathetic that there are no words in the language to describe it. I think pathetic is an insult to all pathetic people in the world. It's an understatement. Tragic. Oh, Neil, I got one for the poll. Did you mention the Gong Show yet? How about let's make a deal? It's a grieving process, Seidlin continued. All of us are suffering and feeling the weight of it. He urged everyone to bond and be nice. Legal observers say issues involving the child's custody and paternity are irrelevant to the central issue before him, which is Smith's burial. Seidlin, a balding, deeply tanned former New York cabbie with a very shiny bald spot, which you know he waxes, has been on the bench for 29 years. He presides over family and probate matters. He talks about calling upon well-heeled pals to provide their private jets to shuttle witnesses and maybe carry Smith's corpse to its final resting place on a moment's notice. He has said he likes to put people in his courtroom at ease so they can come together on matters of life and death. And so he calls one of Arthur's lawyers Texas and speaks repeatedly about preserving the beauty and dignity of Smith's corpse while looking out for the best interest of her infant daughter, Danny Lynn. But it is Seidlin's sheer volume of words that seems to be causing the most discomfort. I would simply say that this judge is too long-winded and too focused on making speeches about himself, Bloom said. The judicial monologue about his background, it starts to wear thin. It was wearing thin from day one, Bloom said. Tubin called the hearings a total waste of time in deciding what should be fairly straightforward manner, who's the next of kin, and what were Anna Nicole Smith's wishes. The decision assumed no urgency late Tuesday when a medical examiner, Joshua Perper, with a funky head, called Seidlin on the bench to say Smith's embalmed corpse has begun to deteriorate at the county morgue. It stinks, baby. It smells real bad. Oh, man, it's funky. It's bad.
Yeah. By Mr. Stern to give it back to her because
there's
she
Larry
needed to
Burkhead
live.
again. This thing goes on, and then I hear people saying, "Oh, well, this is just like the O.J. thing, you know, or the Michael Jackson trial." I don't see any comparison at all. Do you?
No.
Anybody who's interested in all these shenanigans and goings on, and of course the reason I read that is because it kills some good time, and they're like carrying on 100 hours a day about it. But anybody who really has an interest in this desperately needs to find a life, please, Cracker, please. Okay, how's the poll coming?
What?
Without it. And when the poll is closed, by the way, I don't care if they call it in, if they fax it in, if they throw a rock through my window here with a name written around a piece of paper.
Look, there's a carrier pigeon.
And there's Brittany all bald-headed again.
Mm-hmm. No
In fact, there are a bunch of pigeons out there right now pooping all over my patio. Which now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? The Gong Show 216. I hate this poll 189, 16.9%. We finally got that under 17. Newlywed Game 121, Match Game 111, and after that, Small Potatoes. Now, not reading that list of 600 shows.
Congratulations, man. Get 'em and say cheese.
Are you a former astronaut and feeling depressed, irritable, irrational, and vengeful? Are you having difficulty adjusting from the highs of orbit to the lows of everyday life? Then you may be suffering from PISSED, Post-Initial Space Shuttle Event Disorder. The warning signs of PISSED include wearing disguises, rubber hose and plastic bag collecting, a sudden fondness for knives and pepper spray, and the desire to take long car rides simmering in your own excretory fluids. If you suffer from any or all of these symptoms, you're not alone. Literally, ones of former astronauts suffer from PISSED, Post-Initial Space Shuttle Event Disorder. But there is hope at the Lisa Nowak Center for the Bat Crap Insane. Call or visit to get the help you need, because no one wants to see you go through life being PISSED, except for the 24-hour news networks.
12:31, 29 till 1 at 560 WQAM. Let's take a whole bunch of calls. What do you say?
Okay.
No, but as soon as they say that they want to add one to the poll,
if they say the word game or show or poll,
they're gone. 567-0560. I don't want any more. We got 8 million game shows on there already, okay? Can you deal with it?
No.
Do you understand it?
No.
Including some that none of us even remember.
WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
This 560?
What did I just say, sir? I said WQAM. Is that 560?
I'm sorry, sir. I had the radio down, and I got one for your poll.
Yeah, okay, good.
Mail it in.
Woo! I love it. I got one for your poll. Boy, you're really novelty, man. How unusual. I got one. I got one for you, too.
Rectum.
Big fat one. WQAM. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, is it true that no punches are pulled on...
WQAM, hello.
Who did more for the game show than...
WQAM, hello. Wow. Okay, like I said, see, it was a bad idea in the first place. It was all your idea.
I'm sorry.
I don't know whose idea it was. It was my idea, but it was a bad idea. Not the poll. There's nothing wrong with the poll. But these people are just trying to prove that you're right, I guess. It's not the full question. It's just them. It's just them. They have a problem. It's called life. They have a serious life problem. By the way, Chris, how's your MySpace thing coming? Still screwed up?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, now that you mention it, during that last break, I went to respond to somebody that had sent me something.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. Got that same error message, so... A lot of people are having problems today.
So in other words, it's like a disease that's spreading and growing? Maybe
the disease is called MySpace ineptness, and it's chronic.
I think it's a good idea to stick to your email, your Hotmail, your Yahoo, your Outlook, whatever you're using.
It's a nice
I think
place
that's probably
to,
a good idea if you really have interest in communicating with anybody.
Right, but as far as a communication tool, it's not good.
So in other words, it's like growing exponentially now. Like everybody's MySpace thing is getting all screwed up?
Yeah, well, apparently there's some virus that's going around with people are hacking into your pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
People are using the pictures that you post on your page.
Yeah.
They're hacking into your account through them somehow.
And doing what?
Whatever they wish.
Well, how does that prevent them from receiving and sending messages? I mean, you know, being as technically inept as I am, what the hell do I know about that?
I guess the viruses are, slowing down the MySpace, so everything's getting clogged up, and it's just... as if MySpace wasn't bad enough, it's making it even 3 times worse.
Does that answer your question, George, whatever he just said?
Yeah.
It's not a question of slowing it down. It's a question that it's interrupted the communication. You can't...
MySpace has to process everything.
Yeah.
So you click on an email, it's processing it to go to that email. You reply to the email, it's processing it so you can reply to it. With all the hacking that's all...
But why can't you open it? Why can't you open it and read it?
Because the system, the MySpace servers are just being so overloaded, it can't react.
It can't handle your request, so you get an error.
Well, screw them.
Hard.
Your mama. Well, if that's the case, how come I can send to certain people and other people I can't? Explain. Huh?
Because it's MySpace.
When your steering wheel breaks, how come it turns right and not left? That's why it's called It's Broken.
Oh, woo! What did I tell you a long time ago? MySpace blows. Okay,
yes.
It's okay for what it was, and I'm very grateful for whatever it did, but at least some part of it anyway. But the bottom line is it's got issues.
Inadequate.
It's got issues, and I think I've been very lucky. Let's see, what has it been? When did he put that thing on? October?
A few months, I guess.
And I started paying attention in December. So let's see, December, only about 3 months, maybe 4 months. And I haven't had, except for that day that you-know-who blocked us and gave us a bunch of crap. Other than that, that was Ethan. That's right, excuse me, it was Ethan. It wasn't, what's his name, crazy person. A group of businessmen in the northern Mexican city of Chihuahua broke a tasty record this past week, making a hunk of meat on a skewer big enough to serve 24,000 tacos. In the Friday event dubbed as the Tacotan, the meat for a pastor taco, a variety of the Mexican dish that consists of pork swashed onto a steak, weighed 3.9 tons and was 13 feet high. Officials from the Guinness Book of World Records recognized the hunk of meat as the world's largest skewer of kebab meat, Notimex reported. That's some hunk of meat, man, 3.9 tons. That's a sizable hunk of meat. Portions of the vast snack were sold with a drink for $1 apiece to hungry spectators. Chihuahua businessmen financed the mega taco and gave proceeds from sales to a home for abandoned children. Well, isn't that sweet, huh? Isn't that lovely? I got one for the pool, by the way. No, seriously, these people are just impossible. There's just no help for them. And they're like a bunch of disobedient children, no matter what you tell them. I think a lot of them need a good spanking is what they need.
I'll go get the cricket bat.
How about Ding Dong School with Frances Horwitz? Let's bring that back. And she can get the paddle out and paddle all the way. I don't think she spanked anybody on the show. But a lot of kids should have gotten a good spanking.
We have it going on here all the time. Ding Dong School.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what Mo was always doing. Always spanking poor Gildy. Maybe that's why Gildy is the way he is now. But I doubt it. I think he was that way from the day he walked in the building. Here's a fax from Zappa Bob. It said, Clarence is clueless. The best shows George does are about those religious fakers. Didn't I tell you that yesterday?
That's what you said.
If he thinks those shows are hard to listen to, just try and listen to Mad Dog's show with 5 minutes of show and then 10-minute commercial break. Not to mention that each segment begins and ends with a live spot masquerading as part of the showtime. As Frank Zappa said, there's a big difference between kneeling down and bending over. Wow, how do you like that? I never knew Frank Zappa said that, did you?
No,
there's a big difference.
Now we know.
I forget what it is in there that we can't play. You're always telling me we should play the whole thing, but then again,
That's
you're
what I
always a
say.
provocateur. You're a troublemaker.
Yeah, well, that's besides the point.
And if you're going to take me in and take care of me after I'm out on the street, then maybe that. Although I don't think I want to live in the middle of all that chaos.
I'll do everything except change your diapers. All right. I mean, I have my limits.
You've got a very heavy-duty household there, and I don't think I can handle all that chaos. We have 1,140 votes on the poll. I think we have 1,200 left, Chris. We got now that Chris gave us that fantastically excellent technological explanation of why MySpace is so screwed up and why it's a piece of turd.
And you understood none of it.
I didn't understand a damn thing you were saying. What you're telling me, you're saying it's slowing everything down.
Correct.
Because it's got a virus in it?
The virus is just making MySpace do even more work.
Gums up the work.
Yeah, and it can't keep up.
It's like a wrench.
Also, how do they get that out of there? The MySpace people got to do that?
It's their business.
Maybe.
They're tech support people? They're out to lunch, man, for a few months.
Think of it this way. How easy would it for you to be doing this talk show right now while eating a peanut butter sandwich?
He could do it. Don't challenge him.
I could do
like
it. I've done a lot of shows eating lots of food, man, even more
without the glass of milk.
With a glass of milk?
Without the glass of milk.
Do you think that I drink milk? Are you a crazy person or what? I knew that you were a fat guy, but I'm drinking milk with my peanut butter sandwich.
Okay,
and probably on Wonder Bread that kills bodies 8 ways, too. That pasty white Wonder Bread, it's like eating cardboard.
Yummy.
Ooh, fat. So anyway, when do we get the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? I guess you know who's bringing those for the big event. Barry Jackass.
Oh, that's right.
If you could have heard the guffawing that was going on when, what's his name? What's his name again?
Manny.
When Manny came up with Barry Jackass, when he came up with that, you would have thought it was the greatest line in the history of
the biggest
the subhuman race. Jackass, when he came up with that, you would have thought it was the greatest line in the history of
the biggest
the subhuman race.
This is Neil Rogers, Sports Radio 560 AM.
Have a shot.
Gay.
Gay!
Welcome to the gay games. I love those running shoes. Oh my God, where did you get those? We have oodles of events like the 100-meter prance and the synchronized sachet. I hope I win a gold medal. It's fun to accessorize. Plus gold goes with everything. You're kidding? We just adore the gay games. Check out our giant torch. It's not the only thing flaming.
12:45 at 5. What did he say?
Flaming.
That's what I thought he said. The Bush administration is expected to announce today that it will exempt children from the new rules that will require people to show passports when entering the U.S. and land or sea borders. All those little kid terrorists, baby. That's what it's going to allow in now.
Oh, they got bombs in them.
The new passport requirements are expected to take effect as soon as January 2008. But under the expected announcement, children aged 15 or younger with parental consent will be allowed to cross the borders at land and sea entry points with a certified copy of their birth certificate rather than passports. Children aged 16 through 18 traveling with school, religious, cultural, and athletic groups under adult supervision will also be allowed to travel only with their birth certificates. The details were described by a Department of Homeland Security official who requested anonymity because the announcement hasn't been made yet. Yeah, that's good. So in other words, there won't be any 14-year-old terrorists. We know that they don't have those like in the Middle East, right?
Right.
Any 14-year-old suicide bombers? No problem. Now, we're not going to do any more about that Anna Nicole study, are you? Sure. About that story study?
There's
what?
More. What do you got?
It never ends. It never ends. Just like on your TV set, the wire services, it just never ends. Anna Nicole Smith's ex-boyfriend testified today that he attempted to curb the starlet's drug use as the judge referred to the longtime companion Howard K. Stern as maybe an enabler. You know, this judge he's not presiding over a trial. He's doing a running commentary.
Right.
Circuit Judge Larry Seidlin began the 6th day of a hearing to decide the fate of Smith's body with a long diatribe saying the centerfold lacked a strong support system and speculated that a relationship with estranged mother Virgie Arthur and ex-boyfriend Larry Burke had soured because of overuse of prescription drugs. We have Stern. Is he a bad guy or is he a fellow that has some form of a love for her? We don't know, Seidlin said. Whatever relationship he had with her, he would be called maybe an enabler. Stern's attorney, Krista Barth, rose an objection, but Seidlin continued in what promised to be a long day of testimony. It's just rambling on. The judge set a self-imposed deadline to rule by tomorrow, so Smith's embalmed body won't decompose too much for a public viewing. Oh, that would be really nasty if her nose is where her ass is supposed to be. Arthur wants to bring Smith home to her native Texas, and attorney-turned-boyfriend Stern wants a burial in the Bahamas where her son Daniel died of apparent drug-related causes last year. What a shame that was. Burke had testified that, I mean, if he would have been really, really ugly, I'd say, well, who cares, Right. That's just the way the world is, If you're ugly and you die, nobody really cares. But if once upon a time you were kind of like, not too bad, oh, gee, what a shame. Burke had testified that when he visited the Bahamas home Smith and Stern shared last year, he became increasingly concerned about her medicine use. Medicine. They kept bringing more and more drugs in the house, he added, saying that Stern told him that Smith needed the prescriptions to live. Sounds like a female Elvis to me. Maybe they ought to take her body up to Graceland. Wouldn't that be good?
Graceland?
They ought to take her up to Graceland, man, and slap her down with a bunch of lard. Like a lard ass. She actually was a lard ass much of her life. So far, the testimony's been peppered with details of Smith's sexual liaisons, and well, he is a little lonesome. Let's bring some company for Elvis. And the deal's allegedly being pursued to profit. I would nailed that right on the... And that's why I potted it down. He stopped it just to make me look bad.
Are you
see that? Arthur was hammered yesterday with questions about any compensation she has or would receive from news organizations for access to interviews or footage after the deaths of her daughter and grandson. She frequently said no to questions about arrangements with specific media outlets and sidestepped other questions or claimed she didn't understand them. Stern and Burke had denied getting paid. Certainly nobody would exploit the death of a superstar like Anna Nicole by trying to, make some kind of financial gain. Would they?
Yes.
Oh. A couple from Washington State faces charges after auto workers found more than 100... And by the way, Josh was in there this morning, Josh Cordes.
Yep.
And I don't want to, play Butch Boss with him or something, but he did this to you one day, and I know I sent him more than 5 stories yesterday. It was Woodbine Wednesday, but I know damn well I sent him more than 5 stories. And that's what we got on the website. I think to make up for it, I'm going to send him about 40 today. Maybe 50, 60.
We'll have Crisco spank him or flog him.
Crisco? Yeah, spank him with some Crisco, okay? Smear it on. In fact, bring Duff in. She'll take care of it.
No, thank
you. She's got a lot of practice with the Crisco, I'll bet. A couple from Washington State faces charges after auto workers found more than 150 pounds of marijuana in their pickup's jury-rigged gas tank and alerted the police. The 48-year-old man and 62-year-old woman were being held in the Ramsey County Jail on suspicion of possession of a controlled substance. They told investigators they were driving from Yakima, Washington to Chicago. According to Kent Bailey, acting agent in charge of the U.S. DEA's Twin Cities office, their bad luck is their vehicle had some fuel problems, and they ended up taking it to a Midas shop, Bailey be saying.
Wonder why it had fuel problems.
He said the fuel problems might have been caused by some marijuana getting loose in the tank.
That's not where you hide it.
How do you know? Also, the tank couldn't hold much gas, so the pair might have had to fuel up every 100 miles or so. At the auto shop on the east side where the couple stopped Monday, mechanic Daniel Reese noted the truck had a modified gas tank with fresh weld marks. When the two were told the tank needed to be replaced, they were adamant that the repair wasn't needed, Bailey said. Eventually, they relented but insisted that the pickup's old tank be saved. Workers who became suspicious and called police found that the gas tank had been converted into 2 compartments. One contained fuel, while the other had 157 pounds of marijuana worth about $157,000. That comes out to sounds like $1,000 a pound to me. Boy, you're not paying that much, are you?
No.
Bailey credited Reese for recognizing something was suspicious. That's exactly what we need because we didn't have enough law enforcement to cover every corner, he said. It was absolutely sharp thinking.
Absolutely.
Using the phone number the duo left with Midas, investigators tracked them to the Hastings Inn and arrested them. They found 700,000 Mexican pesos, equivalent to about $64,000. Do not go to Mexico. Let me tell you that again, okay? Little warning from me. Do not go on a cruise. Do not go to Mexico. All of these things. Forget about it. Don't make a bad mistake. Don't waste your hard-earned money with a bunch of foolishness. Speaking of foolishness, here's that poll, and I'm so delighted that I took this. 1,150, and by the way, with all that controversy about couch potatoes, which was on a short time, it was the other one that was on 7 years. Brandon got very hostile about that fact that the guy called up and ripped him an ass. 1,158 on the poll. We'll make 1,200 easy. I don't know what you're worried about. Everything is just fine. Fine as wine. You get all panicky just because the MySpace thing is all screwed up. Why can't you be calm and collected like me, for Christ's sakes, huh?
Exactly.
Because I'm not on drugs right now.
Oh. I think maybe I ought to start. See, why do these things happen to me? Why is it that the timing of these things, not that it would ever be a good time, but
just
why
luck.
Is it that these things happen? I have bad luck. Like yesterday at Woodbine with bad machines, man. Bad luck. And then last night in the lottos, the two people won $7 million apiece for the $14 million 649 lotto. I won $15. Man. Which now-defunct game show should they bring back to TV? That's the poll question. We've got 1,158 votes. The Gong Show wins this one hands down your pantaloonies, man, 222. I hate this poll, 193 down to a paltry 16.6%. That's not too bad considering we started around 18. The Newlywed Game 126, Match Game 113, and then it's way down. Those are the top ones. Way down, Let's Make a Deal, 57. Win Ben Stein's Money, 53. Fat. The Dating Game, 50. To Tell the Truth, 37. Concentration, 33. Not a match, and the board goes back. Didn't you like the way that those things turned, those squares, you know, in the board?
I did, actually.
It was pretty neat. What's My Line, 32. Pyramid, 31, which includes the $25,000 pyramid, the $50,000, and the $100,000 pyramid. And Bill Cullen, who you notice didn't wander around very much during all those shows. And I always thought that he had a wooden leg. Where did I read that? It was not correct. He had polio as a child, and he was a crippled. You know, he had
wouldn't you know it?
He was handicapped. The crippled sounds really bad, doesn't it? Handicraft. What's My Line, 32. Pyramid, 31. The Joker's Wild has got
about 30, man.
Joker. He was the worst game show host of all time, Jack Berry. He was the host of a show, a kid show, when I was a little kid. And the name of the show was Winky, Dink, and You. Now, can you imagine if they tried to put a show on television today named Winky, Dink, and You? They'd get run out of town on a rail, man. The religious nuts would be just all over them like stink on Joyce. Winky, Dink, my ass. But anyway,
but not the first time.
Yes, had to send in a box top from some kind of cereal or some crap, which of course I did. And you got a plastic screen that you put over the TV screen, a little sheet of plastic. And it had like blue tinting on the top for the sky. And like pink tinting in the middle, like for people or whatever.
Okay.
And then, yeah, right. And then the bottom was green, like for grass. And what you did was you took a piece of plastic and you just smeared it over the TV screen. And then you were like a member of Winky Dink. Why are you playing that?
Well, do you know the name of it? You ought to. Dave Baby Cortez.
Happy Organ?
No. Rinky Dink.
Oh, Rinky Dink. Well, I never would have thought of that. I know the song, Rinky Dink.
It was a hit, baby.
Winky Dink. Name That Tune, 28. Love Connection, 24. Password, 21. Card Sharks, 12. Truth or Consequences, 12. Press Your Luck, 10. You Bet Your Life, 8. Hollywood Squares, 8. Sale of the Century, 8. American Gladiator, 7. Win, Lose, or Draw, 7. 21's got 4. Tic-Tac-Toe, 4. Beat the Clock, 3. The $64,000 Question, 3. High Rollers, 3. Supermarket Sweep, 2. Double Dare, 2. Tattletales, 2. Treasure Hunt, 1. With late Jan Murray, he's dead. Pantomime Quiz, 1. $64,000 Challenge with Sonny Fox, no, not that one, 1. And no votes for Who Do You Trust, Win, Lose, or Draw, or couch potatoes like that Barry Jackass.
Style.
It's Scott Farrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool,
I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hours.
I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour. Whoa.
Oh my God.
Nothing's new, so let's recycle it, make new versions, but what we need is a moving scene to do it right and make game shows again. John Charles, baby, Gavin Moore and Gene Rayburn, baby, Henry Morgan and Robert Lewis, Edward Conte. I've got a secret and it's news to me. You don't say. Survivors get to meet Don Ho. Beat the clock, picture this. Pass the word, pyramid, what's my life? Come on down, match me, tell the truth, break the bank, make that tune, lucky clue, play your lunch, 21 to for the money, then to say, he said, she said, Tattletales, get the mind, you bet your life, there was cuddling if it wasn't for them. They wouldn't be making new game shows again. Dorothy Kilgallen, Charles Daly, Debbie Morgan, Gina Baker, Amy, Andy Morgan, and...
See, I know he'd have to get Dorothy Kilgallen in there. He's obsessed with Dorothy Kilgallen. She had no chin. Did you ever see her?
Yeah, he made it a point.
She had no chin, and she also had an interview scheduled with Jack Ruby.
And then what happened?
And then she died.
Oh, she died?
Yeah.
I figured
not him. Well, he died of cancer. He went to bed feeling fine one night, and then the next day he woke up with cancer, and he died, like in about 5 minutes. But, yeah, she was supposed to have this big interview, and he was going to spill all the beans about what was the whole Lee Harvey Oswald thing and the JFK assassination, and then she died, mysteriously. So I'm sure the chicken neck will spend hours, just ask him about Dorothy Kilgallen.
I don't have to.
Oh, he still talks about her?
It's a whole multimedia presentation when the name comes up.
Oh. Well, there were back in the day, I don't know, the 50s, 60s, maybe early 70s. Well, I guess through the 70s, there were some people who were professional game show panelists.
Oh, yeah.
Like Betty White and Charles Nelson Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And who else?
I don't know.
Paul Lynde. No, Paul Lynde was just in Hollywood Squares. I don't think he was on a bunch of other ones. But there were several. They were like professional panelists on every damn game show. Tattletales was a very bad show, by the way. I'm glad I couldn't remember the name of it, the one with the Bert Convy. It was a bad show.
Don't remember it.
Horrible. And the husband and wife would be on, and they would alternate. And the wives would be sitting on the panel, and they would have little TV screens in front of them, and I would show the husband who was off stage with a bunch of headphones on, so he could, and they would turn the audio off or turn it on so he couldn't hear her answer, etc. and so on. That kind of crap. 5670560. This is the Intelligentsia Hour, baby, between now and 2 o'clock. You'll see. Nobody's going to be suggesting any more for the poll, because if you do, it's going to be your last suggestion. 5670560 and pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. How about that Dwayne Wade, huh, Chris?
Oh, that's very bad.
That's bad. I mean, what's that got to do with it? Nevertheless, they're done?
If he's out for any extended time, oh, yeah.
Ask me if I care. I was only saying it facetiously. Now you want to give me a serious answer about that?
Well, I'm trying to, get us the sportscaster fan.
Don't do it. Don't do it. QAM, hello.
Robert Q. Lewis.
Right. I remember right. There was another one.
And Gary Moore.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what I called about. The movie I was watching last night, I thought about you because one of your guys is in it, and I called to give you a movie spy review. That is Fly Boys with James Franco.
Oh, I love James Franco sometimes.
He's pretty good in this. It's got a lot of good, in a non-gay way, it's got a lot of good-looking guys.
Gay.
Anyway, it's set in the Lafayette Escadrille, World War I. Pretty good. And the other one was Infamous as opposed to Capote. I've seen both, and I liked Infamous way better.
Well, that sounds too gay for me. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally, and watch out for that truck. Uh-oh. Fly Boys.
I saw it.
And?
It's got some purty faces, like the guy said, but as a movie, it blew.
Well, the thing with James Franco is he's, I don't know how to, like a chameleon. Not a comedian, but a chameleon.
He didn't do a bad job. In other words, the movie didn't suck because of him.
I mean, I don't want to suggest, because what do I know about him, that he's like, goes on these bizarre diets at times and gets very anorexic looking, and then there are other times when he looks very normal. Like in Tristan and Isolde, he looked fine in there, and he was running around naked in half the movie on the beach with what's-her-name, but he looked fine. But like in Spider-Man, I thought he looked pretty gaunt. He looked...
well, what do you want?
I think I'm going to watch those again. I really enjoyed that.
They were
Spider-Man
good,
1 and 2.
and I'm looking forward to number 3.
When's 3 coming out?
This summer.
WQAM, hello.
I'm out of town. Here's the long distance.
WQAM, hello.
How you doing today, Neil?
Excellent.
I have two things. I don't hear anyone complaining about this sales tax increase with the property taxes being...
Yeah, because they don't know that much about it yet, and they haven't done the math yet, and they haven't figured out whether it's going to cost them a fortune or whether in the long run it's going to save it. I haven't really put my pencil to my ass on it.
Okay, and the second thing, I was watching CNN in the morning yesterday. In Mexico, they have a steam ride where you get to be an illegal immigrant and get to feel what they feel like. They get chased by people shooting in the air.
Right, good conditioning. I like it.
If they're shooting in the air, their aim is off.
Now, they ought to be shooting at their heels, man.
But it's for real.
All right, well, you have a nice day.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. He's got a parrot on his shoulder, that guy. Maybe a Mexican parrot.
We think it's on his shoulder.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. We got the Mad Dog at 2, the Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog together 4 to 5. Humper Solo 5 to 7. It's got an asterisk on the schedule. I have no idea what that means.
That means that there was a change from the previous schedule that was put out, which you actually didn't see because that schedule was given to us twice in one day.
I see. Ask me if I care. Then we got Panther Preview at 7. 7:30, it's the Panthers hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, the most exciting team in the NHL, I would say. Pretty damn entertaining. I'd be there if I was you, and of course most of you won't. And then after the hockey game, it's game night with Jesse Agler, who takes it all much too seriously, by the way.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yep. Good guy, but yeah, he gets a little...
He's a very good guy, but he takes it all very seriously. Maybe that's why he works for QAM. Maybe because, what's his name? Whatever the hell his name is, Clarence, found him on a street corner somewhere reading, racing forms or something. He takes it all very, very serious.
Well, Jesse graduated from UM. So,
well, that explains it. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Pretty good.
Hey, I have a comment about the game shows.
Yes, sir.
What about...
Yes, sir.
Main game show that's on TV today.
What is it?
What about the most idiotic and just stupid game show that's actually on TV today?
What about it?
Like Deal or No Deal or 1 versus 100. You know, you guys, your poll is about good game shows that people remember from, the old days. But
well, but the poll question is, which now defunct game show should they bring back to TV? So if it's something that's on now, how can it be now defunct, and how can they bring it back when it hasn't gone away yet? See?
No, I'm not at home on the computer, so I didn't know what the poll was.
That's okay. Don't get defensive about it now. Nothing worse than being defensive.
No, not at all. I just had a had a good idea. It seems like that game shows that are on these days are just crap. And
they are crap. That is correct, sir. That is correct. They're crap.
Right. There were some
just like the sitcoms that are on today. They're also just crap.
Exactly. Hey, man, have a good day. Thanks a lot.
And back to you. Okay.
Bye.
Wouldn't you agree that one word sums up most of what's... don't tell me we have a MySpace. It doesn't work. My close personal friend says it doesn't work. I can't even open the inbox to see what message I have. It's fine sending messages until they're
having issues.
It's fine sending messages here until they're back up. Do you understand what that means?
You don't have to.
What do you mean?
They're screwed up today and for the foreseeable
No, but it says it's fine sending messages here until they're back up.
All out of MySpace?
No, this is a text message.
Well, that's what he's saying. It's fine to send him messages through the text message until MySpace is back up.
Right, and that's why I told him I'll communicate on Hotmail and not on and on here. See, that's one thing. Let me say this to you, okay? And thank the Lord, because I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but I will anyway. I'm sure it's crossed his mind. But you know how insecure I am. That's the understatement of the century. And you meet somebody online, on MySpace, for example, which is a very unreliable place to be meeting and greeting. I mean, for me, it's worked fine. Like you said, I just have been very lucky. And I've had very little problem.
No, it's fine for meeting and greeting. It's not fine for continuous communication.
But if you want to be in contact with somebody and you don't want to, you've got some reason to be in touch, and you don't have their regular email or phone or whatever, or way to text message them, you're screwed, man. Now, can you imagine if that was my only contact at this particular point in time? I would have been like that. I would have been like ready to jump off the balcony out there. Oh, jeez, because I'm a maniac. And I see these. That's right. I see these things that I want to. Because look, what am I supposed to know about this? I mean, a 64-year-old queen on MySpace. I mean, come on, okay? With 1,217 friends, including a couple of good ones and one really very, 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 very good one. I mean, what is that? So the fact that I'm on there in the first place at all is a major miracle. But the idea that I'm supposed to be able to relate to the technical screw-ups, and of course, everybody has been telling me and warning me, and because I've been lucky, I say, you people are so cynical. But I'm wrong. Everybody's been telling me that it's a piece of crap, MySpace, and that it works whenever it feels like it.
That's right.
And then when we have these brain farts like this, God only knows when the hell it's going to come back.
Right. And their attitude is, hey, it's a free service. Quit your bitching.
And how do you think I felt this morning when I sent such an important, such a meaningless... Listen, nothing that I send is all that important, okay? It wasn't. It was no thing. It was no big deal. But you send somebody something, and then you realize they can't read it, and you can't open it anymore. And I'm like, whoa, you know? Mm-hmm. In fact, I think I sat here for an hour this morning going, just like that, didn't I?
About an hour and a half. At least.
And George kept patting me on the head saying, just relax, calm down, it's MySpace, everything screwed up, just relax. Message that explains it right here. It doesn't work, at least for me. I can't even open the inbox or see what messages I have or anything. It's fine sending messages on here until they're back up. So in other words, it looks like the message is sent, but then when it comes back up again and you try to open it, you can't do it. That's the deal. So it's not with everybody. I mean, I can send with certain people and go through, and like with you.
Correct.
But what the hell do I want to send you a message for? If I want to tell you something, I'm right here and you're right there. You know, am I going to send you a message? I got a message for you, mister.
Beware of exploding balls.
Right now on Access Hollywood.
The death of Anna Nicole Smith. You know what, honestly, this paternity issue is crazy.
We now have someone else stepping up saying, I could be the father.
I've got a surprise for you.
Homer, let me guess. You dated Anna Nicole.
Super lady. Oh.
And you guys got freaky deaky?
Something very close, exactly along those lines.
And?
I knocked her up.
Really?
Damn right.
How is that possible?
Do I have to draw you a diagram?
Homer, you're a cartoon character.
Well, if it isn't Professor Know-It-All.
And cartoon characters cannot knock up humans.
Oh, crap, I forgot. I don't want to be in here anymore.
Okay, 118. At 560 WQAM 118. Here's a fact says, what about Kitty Carlisle as a perpetual game show panelist? Yeah, she was on What's My Line and To Tell the Truth, and she was on every damn show, Kitty Carlisle. I have no idea what else she did, where else she came from. Betty White.
Yeah.
Vicki Lawrence. Carol Burnett. She was on a Password a lot, Carol Burnett.
Okay.
A top Army general blamed a breakdown in leadership for poor living conditions of wounded soldiers at the U.S. Army's renowned Walter Reed Medical Center. But General Richard Cody, Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, said no one has been relieved of command or disciplined since the problems were exposed over the weekend by the Washington Post. Clearly, we've had a breakdown in leadership and bureaucratic, medical, and contractual processes dog down a speedy solution to these problems, Cody said at a Pentagon news conference. The Post said convalescing soldiers in one Army building were living in rooms with mold-covered walls, holes in the ceiling, and infestations of rodents and cockroaches. The series set off a furor with the White House, expressing shock and lawmakers demanding action. I thought we already had a furor in the White House with a little mustache. Cody said he inspected Building 18, where 76 service members are housed, and found that their rooms range from being very good to not being good. Not good. Kind of like this poll today. Not good. Not the poll not good, but just the phone response. Not good. Embarrassing. They were well furnished, he said, but the upkeep of the infrastructure, the walls and stuff, wasn't up to speed. He said the general attributed the lapse in standards to officers who were inexperienced and too low ranking for the job they be having. He said appropriate actions have been taken, but no one has been relieved of command or fired. We will do the right thing across the board as we continue to assess where leadership failure and breakdowns were, he said. Cody said the Army also is reviewing its procedures for handling wounded soldiers and their families following complaints of bureaucratic red tape. They're really taking good care of our soldiers, I'll tell you. The ones who are still alive. And the ones who still have enough body parts to put back together again. I think I'm having some issues over here, by the way. What?
Your issues?
Well, I think I'm having some of my own internet issues. I could be wrong. Maybe the internet is going to just collapse today.
It's the end of the world.
You think that's it? Yeah. See, I'm on my Hotmail, and I'm signing my password to go into it, and it says it's incorrect. Well, I know it's not incorrect. What the hell is that all about? How's that possible? See what I'm saying? Everything is all balled up, all screwed up. How the hell is that possible?
Did Al Gore turn the internet off?
I mean, is it possible somebody can diddle with you, change your password or something?
Anything is possible. But that's not likely.
Well, then how come it won't go through?
Issues, problems, glitches, bugs, viruses, variables, sunspots, the moon and Uranus.
Oh, man, there is something really going on here, man. Something really strange going on. Hotmail, not mail, MySpace, your space. Wow. Just enough to drive you absolutely up the wall. I'm not going to worry about it this second, you know.
Good.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. Don't
yes,
forget
sir.
to have your animals spayed or neutered.
Oh, that was Bob Barker, Jr. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
This is not a poll suggestion, but a challenge. I would like to see them try to bring back Name That Tune with all the squill we got on the air today.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, to today's music, I don't think anybody will be able to get any one of them right with the beats that's coming out, especially with
I see what you're saying. Bring it back with the crap that passes for music today.
Yes,
yeah, that's
sir.
an apropos comment. I would agree with that. Name this hip-hop tune, right. Good point. See, the guy actually had something to say. Oh, let's hear that again. Rinky Dink by Dave Baby Cortez. How about the Happy Organ? Or the Happy Rinky Dink? How are we doing on the poll? We're going to make, what were we trying to get to? 5 votes? 1187. Oh, yeah, we got 1,200 left. No problem. Yeah, that thing with my Hotmail, I don't want to start getting people nervous and suspicious about what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you won't.
And, of course, the fact that Chris... Now, let's see, you're on MySpace. Is that the one you're looking at on your MySpace thing?
Not right now.
No, but I mean, you were before.
Yeah, before, yeah.
But it's unconnected. Well, you know, whatever it is.
Welcome to the Internet.
I'm just going to do this one more time, okay? Play more Dave Baby Cortez.
Name this tune, Chris.
Candy Shop.
Yeah, see, it won't go through now. Password's incorrect.
Close, but wrong.
Password is incorrect.
I know it's 50 cents.
Right.
I don't know, whatever.
In the club.
That's it, in the club.
Here you go, your candy shop.
Oh, well, that takes care of that, I guess. That's not working either now. Now, how the hell is all this happening? I don't want to get people nervous or anything like that, but when all of a sudden your Hotmail, which has been working fine all morning long, and you can't get through and it says the password's incorrect, somebody has been oingapotchking with the whole Internet, it would seem to me. Not just me. Huh?
Right.
Is it possible?
Yes.
It's Al Gore.
No, seriously, in what way? How can anybody do that?
Are you kidding me?
You know, I'm not kidding you.
You work with equipment every day.
Yes.
On any given day, any number of the pieces of equipment that are supposed to work don't the way that they're supposed to be working.
Yeah, but it's been working
especially
fine.
In this place.
Yeah.
So you get in your car one day and something's wrong with it, and you say to the mechanic, it worked fine yesterday, and the mechanic looks at you like you're a crazy person.
Well, you don't understand. There's nothing wrong with my piece of equipment.
No, you don't understand. The Internet is an unreliable piece of equipment.
Hotmail has problems many times.
Oh, we've already had the conversation about Hotmail. Here's another thing on the list of 5,000 things that he refuses to listen to. Hotmail sucks almost as bad as MySpace.
Really?
It's unreliable.
It's what?
Unreliable.
I'll be damned. And all of this time.
Their servers are also inadequate for the amount of usage that it gets, and so things get periodically.
Some of those I should go back to my other my real call the real
or Yahoo, which even though they have problems too because
Gmail.
It's webmail or Gmail. They have fewer problems than Hotmail
or female.
Ultimately, you will have the least problems with a real non-webmail based email.
I see. Looks to me like there's some internet tourists coming, baby. I could be wrong about that. Looks like maybe we're being invaded, and nobody even knows. Although
terrorist cyber invasion.
Yeah, cyber invasion. Now, didn't you say that you couldn't send? What was it?
I responded to several people today. 3 of them went through just fine, and 1 of them could not, and I got the same error that you did. So, it's affecting some people and not others.
I see. The wicked worm. Beware the wicked worm, man. It's twisting and turning. Look out for that wicked worm.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
I'm an internet man pulling thumbnails off all over the world. With one hand on the board, I keep the other one free so I can look at naked girls. Licking Polynesian lassies and fist-loving teens and girls who are guys. Use my credit card to purchase an adult ID that gets me right into the site. Horny China dolls at ChinaHole.com make my hands start to churn. And for hot young wives, I just scroll on down, hit menu and return. Pickle taco senoritas and barely 18, and chicks with a bone. After teens who like to tease, I bookmark back to see my cute tiny titty hoes. Whoa, I'm an internet man. Whoa, I'm an internet man.
What did he say? Okay, anyway, here's a very useful, thank goodness, Windows email virus going around. Oh, that's your buddy Bill Gates again.
Mm-hmm.
It says, working at GoDaddy, we hear about different viruses going around. There is a web-based email going around affecting email access. Well, that sure affected mine just now because I can't get on that Hotmail like for love or money. Huh?
I said, how do you like that?
I don't like it. It says, make sure you and everyone, including Neil, download the latest updates from Microsoft. I've seen people who haven't been able to access email at all until they install the update.
I always do.
Well, I thought I always did too, but evidently not.
Maybe not. It might not be in your computer, the problem.
Meaning what?
That it could be on the servers that handle your email. For example, Hotmail.
So in other words, they just got hit with a virus is what you're telling me, and not my computer?
That's a probability. That's a probability.
I see. Well, there's only one way to react to that, and I'm sure that everybody would agree. Right. We got some serious internet source, baby. Where's Al Gore when we need him? Oh, there's Hillary Swillery and Barack Obama. She couldn't hold a candle to him. She'd probably like to.
Set him on fire?
Oh, here's the thing about Flamingo Fortune the guy called in about before. It was a Florida Lottery game show that aired in the mid to late 90s. It was originally produced under the banner of Mark Goodson Productions. Remember Goodson Todman? They did all the quiz shows? No, you don't.
No.
One taping cycle later, 5 shows on the air, the production company then became Jonathan Goodson Productions, long discussed as the first solo production for JGP. The show's original announcer was Rich Fields, who is now Bob Barker's permanent announcer on The Price is Right. Rich was the announcer on Flamingo Fortunes for 3 seasons. I wonder if he was kin to Fat Rich Fields, or Peppy Fields, or Strawberry
Fields
Forever. The original hosts were J.D. Roberto and Lisa Stahl-Sullivan. Lisa was a former model from the nighttime version of Price is Right. J.D. Roberto was placed after the first season and replaced with former ABC Kids show host Michael Young. Flamingo Fortune was produced by Jonathan Goodson Productions at Universal Studios in Florida. I never heard of it. I never saw it. I thought he was talking about the Lotto Draw show, but there was actually a quiz show that nobody saw, and thank God we didn't put that on there. So anyway, Virgie Arthur's lawyer is diabetic, and he just about passed out. He needed to eat.
Good.
Manja.
He
almost collapsed right there in the courtroom. Well, I tell you, man, you talk about angst between the Internet and between the Anna Nicole business and the bald-headed judge. Male Judge Judy.
Her mother's a pig and a skank
Cow.
and a money-chasing, money-grubbing white trash piece of filth, by the way.
But other than that, you like her a lot?
Yeah, she's great.
Like mother, like daughter?
So there are all kinds of stuff going around. But I don't know. Do you think that's in my computer now or what?
No. Although, always do the updates. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have it set on automatic if that's a new computer.
Well, let me ask you something. If you, whatever. If you get a virus in your computer and then you do the updates, does that eliminate it?
I've never had the pleasure of having a virus in my computer.
Well, what about you, Chris? You're a computer expert. You're supposed to be a maven on this crap. I don't want to have my computer infested with all kinds of crap in it.
If you get a virus, you have to run a virus scan program. Just updating the latest patch won't get rid of your virus.
You want to run that by me again?
No. The answer is no.
The answer is no what?
Doing the update will not get rid of your virus.
So I have to do a virus scan?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
What's like, no. which I never use.
Well, other things seem to be working on there. I don't know. After the show, I can sit here and potchkey around with it the whole day.
See, it's not likely that you got a virus in your computer. It's more likely that the virus is out there affecting other things and other people, like the servers.
It says there's a web-based email virus going around affecting email access.
Right.
Uh-oh.
In other words, remember when I was trying to explain the difference between webmail and real email? Webmail being
yes.
Hotmail and Yahoo and Gmail.
Right.
That's what she's referring to in that email there. Web-based email. The virus is affecting web-based email.
Oh, this is from Rosie. Thanks, Rosie.
She's a sweetheart.
We know Rosie?
Yes, I do.
Crackling?
All the time.
Well, that's what we need is a lot more computer experts out there because might that be involved in the MySpace switch,
yes,
or is that just
that is also,
you think?
Technically speaking, that is also web-based email.
Right. So it isn't just that MySpace is incompetent or inept, but the fact that they've got a virus. In addition to being incompetent and inept, they might have a virus. So I would take like a long syringe and fill it up with something really good and stick it in your monitor is what I would do. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
Or just stick it.
Or stick it in your...
just stick it. You can fit it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Who would have believed when I got out of the sack this morning that we would be involved in all these cyber problems, you know what? Another reason that this whole cyber life... Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a damn good thing that there's more than one way to skin a cat, you know what I mean?
What, the long way or the short way?
No, I'm just saying it's a good thing. There's a whole bunch of different ways to communicate with people because otherwise, like I told you before, you know me, I'm like... I can't deal with that. I don't function well. When there are people I want to reach out and touch, not literally, but, figuratively speaking, I want to be able to touch them every once in a while, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't want to, be in limbo and just, whatever. But everything is fine. Everything is under control. I can't get on my Hotmail, and MySpace is screwed up. But other than that, Yahoo looks pretty good. And you say fed all of that. Now, I could do another. I could open up another Hotmail account, but not with the same name.
So what I recommend is using real email, not opening up another account on a bad piece of webmail.
You are so militant about that. Oh, there's the lawyer for Larry Burkhead.
You think I came to these conclusions accidentally?
No.
Howard K-Stern in the Bahamas does not need to be a biological father. American law governs that child. She is a U.S. citizen. All of you in the media have the power to put the pressure on the Bahamian government to do what is right.
I thought it was the Bahamian government.
Okay, what she's talking about there, of course, the baby is in the Bahamas, and they're trying to figure out how the laws, how they're going to deal with the law there because the baby is still there.
Lawyer, he's very good.
Ordered,
he's not smug like that Tony Roberts guy. He's not like some kind of a wise guy jackass who tries to editorialize on all the stories.
Who the father of the baby is, and apparently that judge agreed on that. So she was commenting on that, and obviously we'll have much more. I'm
sure we will, and boy, we're going to be right on top of it like stink on Greg, man. How's Greg doing? You see your buddy Greg reading the hallway at any time and say, hey, thanks a lot for stealing Josh Cordes away, or at least trying to, and Joe Bell sure stuck it to you.
I see him a couple times a week in the hall.
Do you? And do you, give a big hug or something like that, or what do you do?
We bump knuckles like
Don't tell me you do. Oh, no. Don't tell me you're doing the old fist routine.
Yeah, we fist.
I saw you guys do that one time, man. The first time, it was a high five, which, that's okay. I mean, corny and insincere, but it was okay.
That's when I was still in denial about how much he hated me.
But then you and him, I mean, he hates you like poison. He tried to fire your ass, and every time you were on the air, oh, geez, we got George on, we can't sell it.
Calls meetings just to make fun of me.
Award
that's
right.
Cash
trying
prizes
to throw you under the bus with that Treasure Island
insults.
business, and you guys are fisting. See, you're too easy, man.
I know.
You know me. I'm not a hard ass, and in spite of I get along with most people except for maybe one or two over the years. I pretty much get along with the people in the building. There have been one or two.
Because you're never in here. That's your secret.
No, I'm talking about when I was there. I was there for quite a while.
No. You don't linger. You don't socialize.
No, I don't hang around.
Hang by the water cooler
because you know something. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Boy, does it.
That's a good policy for all you working stiffs out there. Don't hang around at the office way before work. I mean, unless you're getting some action or something like that. If it's really good, then fine. But, I mean, other than that, don't hang around too long. Don't linger and malinger, man, because it's bad for morale and it's bad for your future life.
America loves to watch boobs and butts and boinking.
Here I stand, a naked man, in the shower stall. All around the photo clouds, staring at my doors. Where straight guys talk all the time about men who play games, can't keep their eyes all tied behind, insisting they're not gay. You've got to hide your heart away. You've got to hide your heart away. Towel slots and hardly tosses that straight gay or bi. Men who talk of other men is a sport hole state of mind. No girls here, just sport hole queers, having fun with the boys. In the locker room I hear boing, 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 boing. You've got to hide your heart away. You've got to hide your heart away.
146-1402, so here's the major bulletin. I think the MySpace thing is cleared up.
Really?
Yeah, because the message I sent last night that didn't go through and that I couldn't read, I just opened it up.
All right.
Is that exciting or what?
No.
So maybe Chris can give us a little assistance on this, because we've got 1,217 MySpace friends out there, and probably a lot of other people are on MySpace and use it for email who aren't friends of ours and hate us like poison, but nevertheless. Now, can you go on it there and check, when in doubt, check it out and see if you can open those messages that were unopenable before?
I will go there and check.
Please. Wouldn't this be exciting, a little right on the air? Not that I had anything to do with it, just crap happens, you know what I mean?
CNN seems to be spending a lot of time in South Florida lately. They just had a big fire on Miami Beach just now.
What does that have to do with your MySpace page, mister?
I don't know.
Well, I'm waiting for MySpace to load up with our wonderful internet, so.
It does what? Oh, that's right. We won't be on the air long enough. It's 1:47 already. We only have 13 minutes left. Pacific, Missouri. It's not the traditional till death do us part. Interrupt, by the way, any time if you get exciting news there.
We're both
I'm pretty excited about it. Huh?
We're both going to try it.
Oh,
We're going to resend that mail that never got sent.
Okay. Oh, and, of course, you're by the time you get on, it'll be like about, what, 4:30?
About?
Whatever.
4:20.
It's not the traditional till death do us part, but Scott Amsler and Miranda Patterson believe getting hitched in a graveyard is just thinking outside the box, so to speak. Isn't that clever? They're going to get hitched in a graveyard. In fact, George probably thinks, what?
Sorry, an unexpected error has occurred.
Oh, it's still not going through?
Correct.
Well, how come I was able to open up this thing that I sent? Well, we'll see. I don't know. I'll find out. Come September, the Illinois couple expects to pledge their undying love among the dearly departed in the St. Louis suburb, Pacific, Missouri, in the city cemetery, even though those who approve the request are dead set against it. You think that's a little play on words? They're dead set against it.
A lot of play on words in that story. Real bad puns, too.
The wedding wouldn't be out of character for Amsler, 27, a computer expert for a financial company by day, and a rehabber of old hearses by night. Oh, man. Seems to me he's got a grave problem.
A rehabber.
The graveyard, he said, just has a certain tranquility and something for nuptials. I can't read the word. Something that the young couple insists will be a small private traditional wedding, except for the bagpipes, Amsler's refurbished hearse, and throng of eternally silent witnesses. People are going to think how they want. I don't actively try to convince people that my interests are normal or logical, Amsler said. I'm not a freak or a Satan worshiper, oh, too bad. Or cult member. It just goes with our theme. What's wrong with a Satan worshiper, huh? Deep down, the couple said it just seemed right. Deep down. Didn't say how deep. Remember that song by the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love?
Yeah.
Amsler and Patterson, who recently moved to Collinsville.
I got an error also.
You did?
Yeah, same error.
So it didn't work for you guys, and probably if I went back on it, it's not working either. And I don't know. I don't want to give anybody any false hope.
Yeah, don't.
But why would that happen?
Everyone else in the world who uses the Internet understands that it's unreliable at best. So you're the only one freaking out.
Do I sound freaked out now?
You're flipping. Wiggin'.
Wiccan.
Wiggity whack.
Wiccan. Just because I said there's nothing wrong with being a Satan worshiper, I'm not no Wiccan. Which one are you talking about? Amsler and Patterson recently moved to Collinsville, Illinois, became an item not long after they met in November 2005 at a birthday party where Patterson, 21, was to have been the celebrant's blind date. Amsler showed up in a retooled hearse that caught Patterson's eye. It was retooled. I wanted to ride in it, but I chickened out the last minute, she said. By their first date weeks later, on New Year's Eve, Patterson knew Amsler was the one. Not long afterwards, she quit her factory job in Sullivan, Missouri, and moved in with Amsler in Troy, Illinois. Amsler proposed last June affixing to the side of the 65 hearse, which the two call Edgar, a plate with a simple message, "Will you marry me?" Oh, isn't that romantic? And a hearse. And, of course, George thinks it's very appropriate, both the wedding and the funeral part and the cemetery and the hearse.
He should just save time and climb right into the grave.
Will you marry me? Seconds later, the ring slid onto a crying Patterson's finger. She received Edgar as an engagement gift and had only one stipulation. The wedding had to be outside in a gazebo. Her worries were kind of like in The Godfather. Weren't they married in a gazebo?
That's what it looked like to me.
Yes, looked like a gazebo. I'm not really sure what a gazebo is, but it's whatever they were married under The Godfather. Yeah, I know what it is. I mean, in other words, I know it when I see it. Just like one of the Supreme Court justices. He couldn't define pornography, but he said he knew it when he see it, and he probably sees it a lot. Her worries were laid to rest while she and Amsler drove to her dad's house. While traveling on I-44, Patterson spotted a gazebo on a hilltop, only to find it was in a graveyard. No worries. The view was just gorgeous, she said. She said to him, "This is where I want to get married." When the couple called last fall for permission to use the 3-acre cemetery, which dates all the way back to the Civil War, City Clerk Joanne Honey told them the local cemetery committee would have to decide. When I spoke to them, they were just a normal young couple who wanted to have a wedding someplace they thought was nice and serene for a very small, intimate wedding hall, he said. They weren't any cult group or anything like that. A bunch of Satan worshippers, a bunch of witches, a bunch of Wiccans. Bill Holman, a 71-year alderman on the cemetery panel, wasn't sure what to think. He said, "It's strange to me. It's kind of an unusual thing around here," he said, of the county town where roughly 5,700 residents roll up the sidewalks at 9 o'clock and everybody goes to bed. Kind of sounds like Indianapolis to me. Like a real exciting place. Wedding in a cemetery. Excellent idea. Because it'll be the death of at least one of them anyway. Well, anyway, I don't want to go into that. Oh, look at that. 3-story building on Miami Beach. An abandoned 3-story building. It's on fire, baby. That's what Chris was talking about before he told us the bad news about how his MySpace is still screwed up. Well, I was hoping mine seemed to unscrew a little bit. You know? So that's our poll question tomorrow. Would you rather be unglued or unscrewed?